Vigilante Williamson here on the 15th episode and season finale of The Brave and the Bold. And
hello
here,
there, ladies and gentlemen of the night.
Yeah, joined by Fenrir and the Ice Wolf. Ironcaster hopefully will come back. He was having some technical issues, which sucks.
Vigilante, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I can't
Can you
hear
hear me?
anything.
Please tell me you can hear. Can the people hear?
Yeah, I'm going to drop off and come back.
Okay, so we've been plagued with technical issues by both of our first guests on the Brave and the Bold. Well, in that meantime, here comes Fenrir. Can you hear me?
Sorry about that. My mic lost. I can hear anything, can speak anything. So, hello there to the people of the stream in the chat.
Yeah, we could hear you, but it looks like the CIA is messing with my guest on the finale. This isn't the finale of Brave and the Bold. I'm going to do it again. But I need the time because I want to do more for the channel. I want to do more reviews. I want to do a lot more stuff. I'm trying to keep my weekends free to kind of do some of that stuff. But I do want to still, I'm thinking about doing a different show for like a pop-up type of show that's still more relaxed and people can come on. But for now, I'm gonna put a hiatus on the Brave and the Bold, but it will return one day. But how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I mean, I'm still recovering from all the Black Falcon and woke soldier bullshit, but I think I'm okay. I mean, I just been tired ever since I saw the episode. I've just been incredibly tired. I mean, how stupidly woke can you be? I mean, they're literally saying the terrorists are not terrorists, despite the fact these people have killed and destroyed indiscriminately.
Wow.
Why do we live? I hate the fact we live in an era where intelligent writing doesn't exist anymore.
So, real quick, first off, I'm going to talk to a couple people in the chat. First off, Godzillionaire. It's not me, Boomerang. It would be both of my guests, Boomerang, not me. Or it could be the CIA. But hail, Godzillionaire. Hello, Snowderpoopus Cuber. And he says hello to both me and you.
Hello, Snowderpoopus.
And it looks like you two are the only ones starting us off. But could you walk me down slow, as the kids say, when it comes to all this Falcon and Winter Soldier stuff? Because I didn't see any of it. I've never watched an episode.
Oh, then you're a sane man.
I kind of been keeping up, but not really. So what actually happened to the finale? What's the finale? And you can kind of talk about like.
Well, it kind of started okay. I mean, I personally dislike the whole Falcon becoming Captain America thing, but he kind of looked cool in this show. Okay. And it also kind of pissed me off because they were able to do an accurate 100% version of the Falcon Captain America suit, but then all the other shit they've done a complete inaccuracy to the comic books, which is pretty pissed off to me.
Oh man,
pissed me off.
Yeah, I saw the suit and it didn't look half bad. I'm like, okay, that's kind of clean.
Yeah, pretty accurate. But I'm just like, I hate the lack of logic in this. Okay. You ever seen one of those bulletproof armored trucks that police constantly use from time to time?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, there was this scene where one of those was falling down a building in construction, and it had a bunch of people in it. It was going to fall down. John Walker tried to grab it. Him sustaining it makes sense, but it fell down because of a couple of the Flag Smashers attacked him. It fell down. Falcon flew in and grabbed it, pulling it up, despite the fact that he's not a fucking super soldier.
Wait, his
muscles the truck and flew it up, yeah.
But how? Did they give him
No, he's still a normal person.
Huh.
Still a fucking normal person.
We're going to talk about lapse in logic later. Go ahead, man.
And I really dislike another fact. They really are diminishing the meaning of the word super soldier. With these Flag Smashers, I get they have the serum in them and have these enhancements, but they do realize that the serum doesn't give them knowledge in martial arts, right? All this shit, the knowledge in hand-to-hand combat, strategic knowledge, stealth, all that, it wasn't the serum. Cap literally had to learn all those things to be as dangerous as he is. Cap, Bucky, even U.S. Agent, they learned all of these things, yet somehow the Flag Smashers already know all of this, despite the fact that most of them were pretty much just civilians who decided to go terrorist. So there's no sense of that either, because they pretty much have been giving them a challenge, and even with the serum, Bucky and even U.S. Agent should have easily kicked their asses. I mean, hell, U.S. Agent kicked their asses when he didn't have a serum in Battlestar. So yeah, where's the sense in any of this? This show has no fucking sense.
Well,
it has no sense. Has no sense, insults all the previous characters, goes completely on woke bullshit, despite the fact this is a world where people constantly die from all kinds of other crap like aliens, demons, and everything else. It's just fucking annoying.
Well, speaking of aliens, hell to Nick Weiser.
VW, that's the ultimate compliment. Thank you.
Hello there, Nick Weiser. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Man of the 35 flavors. And maybe if we're lucky, he'll give us the 36th flavor.
I think we're at 100 flavors at this point. How you doing,
At
man?
this point, I'm good. How are you guys? I'm
doing good.
Well, I'm still recovering from the Falcon and Winter Soldier BS, but I'm going good. I mean,
dude. So okay. Oh god, where do I start with this fucking?
The whole Falcon lift a fucking armored truck without having a super soldier serum.
What the fuck was that?
No fucking sense.
Okay, I'm someone who's read a good amount of Captain America books. Maybe not as much as like Nerdrotic or Clobber Times, but I've read at least like 100, maybe 150. I did not understand what I was supposed to get pumped for with that Agent Carter on the phone scene at the end. I'm like, am I supposed to be excited about something here? She took a phone call, and I was like, what? She's another villain confirmed?
They're really trying to make all this. They're really trying to make this thing. Sharon Carter is the Flag Smasher thing is more huge than what it is, but it's really not that big of a thing. No one cares.
Oh my god! You know what drove me fucking nuts is when Carter rightfully shot Carly. Sam was attending to Carly and not the person who saved his life. Like literally saved his life. It's like, dude, are you a moron? You're attending to her, and she's the one who's
and my god, Nick,
killing
the fucking speech, the speech.
Oh.
All right, real quick, the chat. I want to acknowledge a few things in the chat. First off, sup nerds, sup Sentient Dildo, Buzz.
Sup Sentient Dildo.
And then I had to acknowledge my man Glenzer because he sent the super chat that the fucking Streamlabs did. He sent the last show. It was about It was about some Captain America Winter Soldier. While many great people see you as a hero, there are some people who prefer the word vigilante. He used that quote, and then he said, I think you can do both. So shout out for that $10 super chat that Streamlabs did not show me. As a result, I've actually switched to Stream Elements on super chats and a tip jar. So I will try that and see if it works. Hopefully it'll actually give us a notification. We'll see. So I just wanted to make that knowledge. And I guess there's issues with the chat. So the CIA is after us.
It's only a matter of time.
But especially because we're about to destroy their woke propaganda, which I didn't see, but you guys please destroy.
Yeah,
dude,
but also
please don't.
Look, the whole you even saw that scene where Falcon flies up and a black guy says, "Hey, look, it's the Black Falcon," and then another guy goes, "Nah, man, he's Captain America."
I thought when originally that kid said it, I think it was like the second episode before the profiling. I thought it was funny because just kids are kids; they say dumb things.
Just a fucking joke.
Yeah, it was a joke. It was funny. It stuck the landing. I actually laughed, but then this has become a running comment over and over. In this episode, they did like 3 or 4 times. If I had made this a drinking game or a drinking game around all 6 episodes, I probably have had like 10 to 12 shots of how many times I've heard Black Falcon.
I mean, why do they all assume him as Black Falcon? I mean, has he ever come out as Black Falcon? Only as the Falcon. I'm pretty sure his name is out there specifically as the Falcon. Why are they going with Black? Are they really just profiling that much? That's not a good thing.
Completely unrelated to what you guys are talking about.
Okay,
this is
32 flavors of wiener likes it from behind and finished in the face. Thank you, Parrothead. Stay classy. I appreciate you being here, bro.
Hi, Parrothead. That's how he drops into every chat now. It's tradition.
Okay, and Nick, we're all going through the concept here of super soldiers and what's the meaning of the word. Because these Flag Smashers, they were given the serum. That's the thing. But they don't concept as super soldiers because the serum doesn't give you hand-to-hand combat knowledge, doesn't give you stealth, doesn't give you strategy capabilities.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers, U.S. Agent, and Bucky, they all learn those things. The serum only gives them enhancements to be stronger, but they don't give that information. Yet the Flag Smashers somehow, who were probably civilians before all this, have all those things, which makes no absolute sense whatsoever. I mean, how the fuck is John Walker having a difficulty to snap Carly's neck?
I
She's
know he should have been kicking
smaller
her
than
ass. He should have
Yeah.
been kicking her ass as he and okay. I will say the one of the things that I liked. I mean, he could use beside. I mean, I do like that when the decisions got tough, it was either save the vehicle that's about to tip off or go after Carly. He saved the people. I thought that was really cool. It showed that there is
Yeah.
genuine good to this guy. And I'm glad, by the way, that I was wrong about his character. I thought they were going to make him like this guy who was like a super undercover super undercover racist, and they actually did not go through with it. Yeah, because he's white. And they set it up too. They set it up perfectly too, where you could think it, because like, oh, he's dating like his Espanol lady. His best friend's a black man. He's hanging out with all these, non-white people. So I thought they were setting up the dominoes. Like, hey, look at all these people he hangs out with that don't look like him, and he's still somehow racist, which to me doesn't make sense. Like, if someone, I imagine if I was black, Asian, I'm half Puerto Rican, even though I look at, but I wouldn't want to hang out with someone who hates my race or skin. Why would I want to be friends with that person? Who wants to be friends with them? You hate my skin, but yeah, let's go be friends. I'll see you at the bar in 5 minutes. Yeah. Oh,
speaking of friends, 32 flavor of Nick Weiser tested on Stream Elements. Just tip $5. It did give me
literally why I did it.
Notification in the chat, so that's dope. And he just said Black Falcon. So thank you, bro.
Seriously though,
dude,
did you not get this huge? Do you not get this huge BLM vibes when he said Lamar's life didn't matter? Do you not get huge BLM vibes that second?
Oh, dude. That whole speech was, I mean, that was the peak of a virtue signal, man. I mean, it was funny because when Sam said all this dumb shit about what we need to do, and then the guy, I can't remember the guy's name, he's like, also, what's the solution? And Sam's just like, I don't know. And he literally said, I don't know. I'm like, oh my God. Steve would not say shit that he did not have an answer to. Steve Rogers, if he didn't know something, he wouldn't freaking talk about it.
Look,
Gomer Kyle.
Hell, Gomer Kyle. And guys, he says, hell to everyone. None of us think you need a 32 flavor. You're not Baskin Robbins. Says Gomer Kyle. Guys in there says, so you eat Caribbean food?
Oh, I love it, dude. Oh my God.
Okay, I have never had that.
Chicago.
I have never had that in my entire life. I mean, what the hell is it? It's some kind of fish, rice?
I know, like jerk chicken. They have different stuff.
Dude. There's this place called, I don't know what's the pronunciation, but it's Garifuna. I don't know if it's Garifuna or Garifuna. Garifuna Flav, literally what it's called. And they're Caribbean jerk chicken and their rice, dude. Oh my God, I could have like 3 platters of that and have the best food coma of my life.
Oh wow!
And the staff there is super cool.
Well,
I'll go to Chicago just for that.
Wants to poison the food. He says kill all. Yeah, is the solution, of course. I hope that's not the vibe people are getting. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's kind of what I was worried about. That's why I didn't see it. Hell, Mexican Iron Man, another person who's super.
Hey, Mexican Iron Man.
So I'll switch to Stream Elements, so hopefully I can get notifications. But hell, Mexican Iron Man, jerk chicken, oxtail soup. Forgot about the oxtail soup. Oh man, as people come in,
dude, Man of War
665, neighbor of the beast. Appreciate you being here, man.
Nice.
Okay, but I love all this bulk crap of the woke. I really hate it in the middle of that screen. They literally just shot at his eye and he was smiling at the BS Falcon was saying. It made no sense. So he was just smiling at bullshit that probably he himself had no understanding of.
Say that again.
Okay, in the middle of Falcon's speech, they did this scene where they cut to his eye and made him smile. So he was smiling at what? At the ranting of objects that have no understanding whatsoever. Because these writers have no understanding of how the policies of immigration and border controlling.
No, they don't.
Done.
I know. It's clear that they don't.
I'm sorry to tell them, but the world is not a happy place where everything can be done just because you want some. This is a complicated system that is led and done the specific way it is. If you just break it for one person, it can all go to shit for everybody.
That's what they're trying to see. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to think that it's okay if you don't think about the criticalness of this. They want you to lead with the emotional aspect, that just because you think it can be a thing, that it can be a thing.
Critical thinking is white supremacy.
Yes.
Yeah, because when you accept a number of people from another country, you
even
have
though
to
I'm
be
the
careful,
token on the panel,
because you can accept. Because if you do such, you can accept the bad elements that turn the other place into the bad place it was in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you must be careful. That's why you must be selective.
Yes. Oh, I know. You have to be, and it's not an exclusive thing to America. That's with other countries too. And yes, we know obviously that America is built on immigration. That's true. But there is a point where there's a thing called population explosion. You do gotta draw a line somewhere. Luckily, people come and go, and leave, come back. So it kind of balances out. But you can't just let every single human being ever. Especially if, like, you're talking about, if you're saying let everyone in, and I know, especially when you always try to say, what about criminals? They always try to dodge around it.
Yeah.
They never get a straight answer to that.
Speaking of the border,
don't know.
Hail the Mexican Iron Man who just tipped 1337. It says seal that border. So yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, look at it. He says seal that border. Now it's out of control. Criminals are streaming in a YouTube live stream. Thank you, Mexican Iron Man.
The Mexican Iron Man has spoken. Maybe he knows something that I don't, and maybe he's right. There's something I might be ignorant of. I mean, Mexican. I would like to know the knowledge that you know that I don't.
Wow.
Okay, now I'm the racist one. All right, then. I take that with pride.
Millionaires in gated communities with private security say no borders, and we have no borders on the show. Hell, Ironcaster from Communist State of Michigan.
Hey,
no see, guys.
What's up,
how we doing? Man?
Glad that we got the technical issues ironed out, so to speak.
Oh yeah, that was fun. I had to basically go and reset up all my voice meter stuff, which fun technical stuff. We can all get into that, but I think you guys would much rather talk about just how enjoyable the Falcon Winter Soldier was.
Yeah,
enjoyable my ass. It was a nightmare. I have not been able to get out of my bed constantly because of that. I mean, it's just so tiring. You just get tired of this crap. You just don't want to get up.
Well, guys, we've officially failed. I mean, we just need like another Espanol in the panel. Maybe then we'll fill out all the check boxes. Maybe we'll find a Middle Eastern.
He's Indian. I'm about to say Rajesh. I have a question about this. I never saw an episode. Was any of it good? Was any of it watchable?
Yes, there was some good stuff. I will say Baron Zemo was good. And seriously, he actually was entertaining, like very entertaining. But I do have a problem with that because I'm not supposed to be rooting for a guy.
Hold on. I want to go ahead and finish your thought, man.
So that's gotta mean something. The fact that the villain means a lot more.
All right. Love you, but mute.
All right,
go ahead.
All right. So Baron Zemo. As entertaining as he was, I have a hard time trying to like him because as smart and rational as he was, he's not the type of character I should be rooting for. That is a problem alone.
Was he the hero?
Dude, at times it felt like he was, man. At times it felt like he was. I mean, like I said, he was the guy who's making the rational decisions. He was one that was actually going after the actual terrorists, calling them for what they were. And then I will say he had some mixed moments, but the guy who was John Walker, who became the U.S. agent, he had some weird moments that are very awkward and then like confusing, mixed messages. But then he had some moments like at the last episode where you see him come around to like really saying he wants to redeem himself and actually do some good in the world. Of course, the opening scene in the very first episode where it's like a 90s action movie where it's like a chase scene with the Falcon and against Batroc the Leaper. It's basically a whole like plane sequence. That was cool. Other than that, that's you're talking, God, how many? Probably you're talking about 45 minutes, maybe 50 minutes of good out of 6 episodes. So, aka like 5.5 hours. Yeah.
So one episode, you can get one good episode of good material out of this series. And that's it.
Yes.
Oh,
And that's all I got to say
That's
about
the
that.
fun thing.
So
You know
do
what?
they just convert the wokeness recipe where you gotta get like 1 part good now for every 5 parts woke?
Oh, dude,
basically, that's what it sounds like.
Pretty
Good to know I
much.
missed nothing.
Pretty much.
I think
Okay,
they want
you know
to
what,
have
screw
their
it.
cake and eat it too.
Fenrir, go ahead now. I've muted you enough.
Okay, screw it. Ironcaster, you got the timer with you.
Oh, I got it ready.
All right, let's get the timer going.
Screw it. I'm
Let's
not
get this going.
waiting for Howling to come back. Okay, and start. Okay, the whole thing that makes this entire show suck. Here's a couple examples I got. The entire motivation for the central conflict, which was the trial of the Flag Smashers, well, it was pretty vague at best, and at worst, it was stupid. There's no in-depth explanation of the implications of the snap and/or AKA blip, nor examination of the measures and the dress theme, nor interrelated factors that make the GRC course of actions counterproductive or bad, making the Flag Smashers look like not the right side of the story. So the fact they're not terrorists makes no absolute sense. The opposition to the GRC's actions are not explained either. They never do say this. There is no comprehensive analysis of the problems or more constructive solutions. Carly doesn't even seem to have a plan besides making chaos to gain attention and support from a political message, aka the woke side of things, making her an actual terrorist in every sense of the word, and so Sam defending her makes him look like an absolute complete idiot. She's a vaping child who seems at one.
Okay. Oh man, the CIA stopped you. That wasn't me. About 40
Wait, what?
seconds.
What the
Maybe in
fuck?
a minute.
All right. Okay. Keep going, man. Keep going.
Okay, bipolar at best. There was not entirely enough time with John Walker. I'm sorry to say, the guy was not done right, despite the fact that he was going to do it. We were lucky they didn't make him into a racist on this one. We all thought this was going to go in that direction, didn't we? We were lucky they did not.
Oh yeah.
I have a very simple question. Explain to me like I'm 5. What happened in this? Who's the villain of the series? Is it just this? I keep hearing about this Carly terrorist girl. Is she the villain?
She's part of a group called the Flag Smashers.
She's part of a group. They're a
Flag
terrorist
Smashers
organization that wants to destroy the concept of borders and create a one-nation world, despite them realizing that could be very bad.
So
again, the people who are responsible for this have no idea how the world actually works.
Or they do, and they're trying to create a one-world government.
Which could be, again, catastrophic because you will be mixing all the goods and bads of the world.
You know, Sentient Ditto's going to ask a question that, and I'll answer it for me. Can I ask an obvious question? Why do you guys torture yourself? Is it so that we don't have to, or are you masochists? So I didn't see this. Didn't watch one episode of this show. I wasn't going to after the WandaVision fiasco. But Fenrir, I've been wondering this for you. Why do you? Because you've consumed like Tom King comics and shit. Like I don't get it. Are you a masochist, or you just have to know what the hell they're doing?
Because, look, I grew up with this shit as a kid. I loved these characters. They were there for me when I was sad. They were there with me when I was alone. They were good for me. And a part of me always has this messed up hope that one day maybe justice will be done to them. But all I get is this constant disappointment. And I want myself to stop, but I just can't because I really care for these characters. They have done so much for me and kept me going in very dark times.
Oh, man.
I just don't know how to stop.
A lot of these characters. So basically, it's the Cubs fan thing. You're a fan.
To solve for myself. Truth is, I haven't watched it. I decided, no, I've got enough other stuff I can watch. I've got a stack right here of stuff that I can recommend to Fenrir.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, can I just keep on going with the fucking rant to forget the BS?
Sure, I'll go ahead and watch Dune. I know it's a bad movie, but it's a good book. It's a interesting adaptation of that movie, or of the novel, that I would love to get into. But the fact of the matter is,
I've only watched the Dune from the 90s or 80s. When was that movie put out? I don't really remember. I just found the DVD.
84?
84, okay.
Anyway, well, the fact of the matter is,
84.
Look, Hollywood just frankly has enough competition with, the big one and the big dog in the house is anime. There's the obvious one. I've got my Lupin the Third steelbook right here, and frankly, they're past. There is so much old content out there that that to be talked about, enjoyed. I mean, Fenrir, how many of these movies have you now seen and you've enjoyed? I mean, so many of our recommendations.
All of them. All the ones you guys recommended. Honestly, the past is full of interesting things that do me a lot more giggles than the shit of today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There is a lot of good to the past. And actually, the Wait Now is trying to answer the question, but I have a kind of a analogy. He says, shout out to the Wait Now. He's a growing channel as well. It's kind of like this. If you saw your best friend getting his ass kicked and for some reason can't help, would you walk away or keep watching to share his pain? Well, keep watching wouldn't help. In that case, I would try to find, like, next time we got to walk through a different neighborhood so you don't get jumped. Like, you know what I mean? We have to figure a different way so you're not in a position to get your ass kicked. Like, oh, man, we walked over there. We got jumped. So we're going to go and walk an extra different route. And, you know what I mean? Because like he said, there's so much in the past. There's so many good movies that I
Okay, can I just continue with the fucking rant? Because there's a lot of shit I want to get out of my chest.
Okay, just give me a second. But
let me get myself set up. Let's see.
Let him get the setup.
This will make Fenrir's third rant.
Okay, and get everything out. I'll mute myself. Rant away. So 1, 2.
Okay, then Ironcaster, get 1, 2, 3, go. Another point. Sim for a long time is reduced to being either a mouthpiece or avatar for social justice talkers in this show, and not all that subtly. And by the last 2 episodes, explicitly, as a black man, I don't like watching a black man who is a competent, acknowledged, respected hero constantly talk about the struggles of being a black man in a modern day, in a world with literal god-tier beings and aliens that could destroy the fucking world and that he has faced and have killed numerous races and species all over the universe, probably committing genocide. Another point. The minimization of the struggle of Isaiah Bradley. Look, I fucking hate Isaiah Bradley. He is the worst character in Marvel for my book. I fucking burned his book when I bought it. But even I have to see, they've done this character dirty. If they want to do this right, an entire flashback episode dedicated to the recounting of his story would have been a far superior, so that not only could you do racist completely well addressed through visual storytelling instead of just a 4-minute dialogue scene in which you could see his struggle and so the payoff for his story in the finale would have a far more greater meaning, but could actually examine the racism involved in a black man trying to be Captain America in a world without the modern technology that could help fight that discrimination easily, like we have now, which is why it is significantly reduced compared to the last 50 or 40 years ago. Let's be honest, racism today is nothing compared to racism of yesterday. Another point, not enough Zemo. Not enough fucking Zemo. That speaks enough in numerous languages for you. Another, the Bucky's trauma. Losing his best friend, trying to reclaim it to the world, making him like Steve.
I swear, how'd that stop? I think CIA does. I think they have a limit for Fender themselves, not VW.
No, for fuck's sake, did they get me again?
Yeah. They got you again. Right. You've been off like 10 seconds though, so not too far down.
10, 15 seconds. All right, you want to keep going, man? Because
I'm at about 2 minutes.
Yeah,
I will not be silenced by the fucking CIA.
It's the Disney. It's the Black Ops Disney branch.
Oh, real quick, guys, in there says Fenrir brain overheated. I want to say hello someone on Twitch. He says, "Do I watch Premier League?" I do not, because I don't know anything of football. I did see something with that Super League fail, but I do not watch Premier League. I appreciate you being here. This is simulcast of Twitch and D Live. Let me just real quick see what D Live is doing. Hello, Aaron Chef. Aaron Chef is on D Live, and they just said hello and they follow. So shout out to the D Live, shout out to the Twitch. We're not just on YouTube. We are multi-platform stream.
I watched some of that shit.
I do want Fenrir's rant to keep going. Yeah, Google does have more power than the CIA. Changed my mind. Hashtag Google is the CIA. Changed my mind. All right, Fenrir, let's keep this rant going as we're getting people from all over the all over the world listening to your rant. Let's go.
Another thing that pissed me off: the Bucky's trauma, losing his best friend, trying to acclimate to a world which pretty much made him Steve, a man out of time, having no family that were shown and no real home, are all wildly unrepresented in the story past the first episode. His scene with Nakajima is also very disappointing because it is far too short for something set up in the first episode and let relatively untouched until the end. Lastly, the dynamic of the titular characters is only significantly good in episode 5. Through the rest of it, the dynamic feels very off, which with a lot of weird humor that doesn't really suit their personalities, or they are low-key acting like petulant children, which is annoying to see considering they are both intelligent, battle-hardened, compassionate men that see themselves respected. Overall, a disappointment that had an empty plot, a lot of
It did it again. What the fuck?
I was like following him, like, hey, empty plot. Then they go, I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay, what the fuck is shit in hell?
I mean,
I think you were in the closing arguments.
Yeah, man.
Fuck. Okay.
It's like they're trying to silence him for talking about the show.
Okay.
Maybe
shit.
it's the chat.
Okay, shit.
The Mockingbird news.
Okay, this is the final part. This is the final fucking part. Okay, this is the final fucking part. Overall, it was a disappointing and empty plot. A lot of pointless twists, unnecessary social justice, and political messaging that felt very much out of place, and with the exception of Zemo, paid disservice to every character in the series, and that's a crying shame. It's bullshit. I don't like it. I don't want a season 2, and I don't want a movie made based on this. Now, CIA, shut the fuck up and stop trying to make me stop talking. I'm sick of it.
I'm at about, about 3 minutes of ranting from him.
You gotta be kidding me. That should have been at least 10. Oh, that should have been at least 10.
Godzillionaire. Oh man, no. I'm literally legitimately I watched this show to answer. I can't remember who asked the question earlier about why do we continue to watch this. I originally had no plan to watch this, but when my brother was gonna stop by my place and say, hey, come over, I'll bring some pizza and we'll watch him. That was really where it started. I'm like, all right, well, I guess he's bringing pizza. That kind of eased me in. And then I was like, I guess I'll finish this. He got me with the pizza. Then he's all come over next week, we'll do it again. And then, that's fine and all. So, and we've seen almost every MCU flick together, but we're both acknowledging what's going on now. We're definitely, not short-sighted of what's happening. So I was just like, okay, I'm just going to stick it out as style. Oh, well, yeah, no shit, dude. It's going to fucking blow.
I mean, they already admitted they're going to turn Loki into a chick.
Yeah, Lord Cap. I am too. This hurts to see, dude. I love Cap. Love Cap.
My only fear is that they're gonna bring us fucking teen Loki from Young Avengers, because that means we're gonna get the young superhero BS next.
That's confirmed. That's confirmed. They already cast Iron Lad. That's you didn't know that? Oh, you didn't know?
Who the fuck is Iron Lad?
Well, he's going to be in the fucking. He's going to be in the Young Avengers. I just saw
Who the fuck did they cast as Iron Lad?
I think he was black. So there you go. Yeah, okay.
The black kid.
Yeah, this is a few days ago. This is for
this means
Geekosity Mag. So I don't know. Mikey Sutton is the editor. Hit or miss. But we'll go. Let me get because I was able to pull it up because I was looking it up earlier.
Is this I think from the Quartering that he posted earlier? Because I saw Quartering posted something. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, Young Avengers. So they're going to replace Cap, Iron Man, Thor. My guess is too, and Nerd Roddick brought this up. He said, I think the reason why Marvel and Sony want to continue to work together is so that Peter Parker, the Tom Holland will be the last live action Peter Parker, so they can completely replace him with Miles Morales.
Yeah,
and it's totally going to happen. It's totally going to happen. That's what they're doing. They're going to, I think they'll at best do whatever it is they do with Tom Holland, and it'll be their way of killing him to a point where they give the Spider-Man to Miles Morales. So they are replacing all the characters' identities. That way they can still make the money off the name.
I was wrong. I lied. I saw he was good at basketball and just stereotyped. That's my fault.
So does this mean that Kang is going to be white in the MCU too? Because Iron Lad is just Kang from the past.
I don't know as much of the MCU, Marvel lore.
The whole concept of time travel is...
have a good night. He has to run for the grab. And I saw what you had, Ironcast. I didn't get to it. I'm just
going to say it. Now that we have time travel and multiple dimensions in the MCU, it's literally just going to end up garbage. We all saw it was going to end up like at the second they opened these doorways. Because I'm just going to say, time travel, interdimensional travel, it brings in very lazy writing. and self-destructiveness to any universe. I never liked those concepts because it literally allows any writer to do any mistake and have no freaking repercussions. It was stupid, unnecessary, and we all know that the MCU is screwed. It died with Endgame. That's why it was called the Endgame.
Mm-hmm. No, that's it, man. I mean, I'll admit I was all in on. I'll admit I was all in on WandaVision, but then obviously we saw how it ended up, especially with another bait and switch, because it wasn't enough with the Mandarin, it wasn't enough with that. So now we had to do with Ralph Bohner. Oh, and then they make And then I'm not sure if VW or Fender, if you saw my video I posted a few weeks ago, but I posted about the WandaVision show where how she finally admitted that
she had no
Wanda
idea
was the actual
about the
hero.
comics and never read one of them.
Not that one, but where she actually admitted that Wanda is truly the villain of her actual show. She actually admitted word for word that Wanda is the true villain of this show, and that Agatha actually was not. I was just like, she does not know what a hero is and not know what a villain is.
Oh, of course not. Modern writers have no idea of that.
Oh.
Modern writers.
We need an exodus. We need a freaking exodus.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of modern writing, I haven't talked about it. Did everyone here see Mortal Kombat?
I will, but go ahead and go for it.
Okay, we'll keep it non-spoilers. We'll keep it non-spoilers since you haven't seen it.
Because go all the way with it. Honest. No. Go all the way
with it. Vigilante, Nick just gave us consent. Let's do this.
You did.
Well, here's the thing. I don't need to go spoilers. I'll just be honest. This movie is shittily written. It is shittily acted.
But it has shittily predictable.
There's a lot of shittiness, but it has some of the coolest fucking action scenes I've seen in a while.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Really,
the CGI is also pretty cool.
There's so much kick-assness. I am very split. It actually it does overcome the shittiness. I saw it in theaters. I had a big smile on my face when I left. There was a lot of headache. If you think too hard, you will get a headache. And there's a stretch of movie that takes you out of like just enjoying the coolness, because it's a stretch of like, okay, well, something happened, and I'm gonna say the acting's not good. I've criticized Gina Carano and even said, "Oh, she can't act," but motherfucker, Gina Carano, if she was in this movie, she would be fucking an Academy Award winner.
Wow, dude, I get what exactly. That's funny you mentioned, because I watched the Yellow Flash video yesterday. He just said, just go in this, turn off your brain the same way you do with Godzilla versus Kong, and go from there. And yeah, I'm not expecting it to be a mind-blowing story, even a coherent story. It's just get to the fights. How will they get to that journey if there even is one? Well,
the Kung Lao fatality.
Look, the whole movie killed it for me. I'm a complete fan of the Mortal Kombat universe, and the fact that they have no respect for the lore or the original storyline or the characters pissed me off. I mean, in the original, Mortal Kombat was a tournament that accepted any fighter. Anyone could be the warrior that would save the realm. But now you literally have to be chosen or killed to have that position, and honor or privilege, apparently.
See, that's the thing. Even trying to spoil this thing, so much doesn't make really a lot of sense. There's a lot of... I can't disagree with the Wake Down's comments. He says from inconsistent universe mechanics, weak plot, and there is some intersectional feminism. There's some woke spots, not a lot, but they exist. Terrible script. I could keep going, but I won't. I will say that we on the MF yesterday talked about that.
Vigilante. I want to say to everyone on the chat and on the screen here, I fucking called it when I said that Cole was going to be related to Scorpion. I called it. It was the greatest form of lazy writing, and there it was. I saw it coming.
But yeah, a lot of people had guessed that because they kind of hinted that, and you saw him in the mirror in the fucking trailer. The trailer gives away too much, and about the wokeness. Technically, the very first Mortal Kombat is a little bit woker with how Kano gets killed by Sonya in that movie, which is a spoiler. He does also. Okay, what part did I think it was woke? Firstly, fucking Cole getting saved by his wife. That was pretty woke when she had to throw the axe to him. Through Goro, it wasn't really woke. It was just intersectional. How about that? It wasn't like hardcore, like what the fuck did the Batwoman say when she was like, I'm the 7th-time Intercontinental or whatever the fuck statistics she dragged out in that one scene. It wasn't like that woke, but just little intersectional whamming moments. Fucking Sonya, everybody has to struggle to learn their powers. Soon as Sonya gets her little Tiger Strike or whatever the hell it is, she uses her powers immediately.
So
Stuff
Sonya
like
did have struggles, or was she perfect?
Uh-oh. This movie
so far I've gotten up to the point where Kano's yelling about egg rolls. That's about where I'm at.
Kano's entertaining. Kano's the most entertaining.
Oh, get me some fucking egg rolls.
Here's one thing I did.
Yes.
Here's another piece of shit. Look, Cole barely made him stand in a MMA fight for about $300. Yet somehow, after being beaten, he managed to just go hand to hand with Goro, a really tall demon with 4 hands. How the fuck is there any sense of that? How did he manage to beat Goro?
There was a lot of inconsistency.
One of the most dangerous fighters in the Mortal Kombat universe.
They did Goro shitty in this movie. They did him so dirty.
That's not good.
I'm
not even the biggest fan of Goro, and I think that's dirty. My favorite Sub-Zero, and
Cole never won a fight alone. That's very true.
Yeah.
God, the radar is real.
And it wasn't like, it wasn't Mary Sue or anything. Like, Sonya wasn't a Mary Sue. Here's the problem. No character has an arc in this movie. None. There are no arcs. There is no growth. So you cannot call Sonya a Mary Sue because there's never a point where any character, there's a beginning, middle, and end. They even hint that maybe Sonya and Jax have a thing going on, but they don't do anything with it. There's nothing that grows. Nothing happens. The issue with this movie more than anything is 20 minutes of nonsense should have been taken out. At some point when it came to editing, they should have said, look, this is not going to win an Oscar. Let's just cut the book. Let's just cut. There's so much convoluted bullshit. Technically, there is no tournament. They just fight the different things. Because what happens is they keep hinting there's going to be a tournament, and then Shang Tsung is trying to cheat and kill all of the Earth's warriors before they can even get to the tournament, and then they turn the tape. This is the whole plot, and there's a lot of convolutedness that I'm leaving out just for simplicity's sake, and then they turn the tables and then fight them, and that's the end. And they could have just condensed a lot of that. That would have made this movie a lot better, and it would have hid what was wrong with the movie. So the editors, whoever edited the script, needs to be shot. And apparently the guy from Wonder Woman 84 helped do rewrites. He's trash. He has to get kicked out of Hollywood.
That's a high mark right there.
So we're lucky that we didn't see any gape scenes.
Yeah, we are lucky we didn't see any grape scenes. And that's why I segue. We mentioned writing. There's a lack of talent. There's just an overall lack of talented writers in Hollywood. It's a constant thing. Cannot do it.
I don't see why.
How did he get another job, right?
How does he have any more work? No one fucking knows.
Yeah.
But yeah, why does every martial arts movie or TV show have to be consensually completely heavy on Asian culture? I once found this interview about Bruce Lee around the times where he used to do the old Green Hornet show. He himself specifically, he used to go against the constant use of Asian culture and things that involve martial arts because he just wanted to be treated like a normal person, not to constantly brought the culture and these things. You just want to do a good show, a good movie about people fighting. It's just like if you do something that has martial arts, you got to either put China or Japan in the middle of those things.
Yeah,
you just can't be a guy who knows how to fight.
Because Bruce Lee used to inspire for martial arts.
Anyone to fight, but now modern Hollywood just puts Asian people fighting. He literally opened a school accepting everyone: blacks, whites, Asians, everyone.
Yep. Yeah. In fact,
that's the point. Hollywood is.
I believe it was some of the elders, the Chinese elders, the ones who kind of were protective of their culture, were very much against Bruce Lee having opened his school to outsiders. And as I remember, Bruce Lee was saying that he wanted to do that to open their culture up to others, to be accepted.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. So this guy, his name is David Callahan, and I just went to his IMDb. So he's writing on this Shang-Chi. And he wrote the first Godzilla,
You know what's funny?
Godzilla in 2014, and of course Wonder Woman 84 in Mortal Kombat.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
China already hates Shang-Chi.
Yeah, they
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Oh, dude, I saw that yellow flash. Oh my god. Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
I can't wait for
I'm looking
September
at
to
this
come
guy's
and this
credits.
movie bombs. Dude, Doom? That movie sucked hard.
You watched Doom, The Expendables, which I didn't really. The Expendables made no sense, so he's not a good. This guy sucks.
This guy is.
And he's
How
going
does
to
he
do
get a
Spider-Verse
fork?
2 in the next Expendables and another Hercules. I don't know, man. How does he get?
Well, dude, it's failed upwards
But
trajectory.
seriously,
Rico was
China-
right.
Oh.
Rico was right. When you're woke as fuck, you go up in the ranks when you fail. They tested it out in the comic world. Now they've translated to the Hollywood world. It's like, oh shit,
seriously-
you drowned this down to the ground. All right,
Seriously,
we'll
though.
move you up to a bigger property.
Shang-Chi
So-
is literally hated by China. How does Disney not see this? Because they are already saying
Oh, they
we
know.
don't want Hollywood to do Chinese things for us Chinese people who watch Chinese things on our televisions and movie
Yeah.
screens every day. We want American things done by Hollywood so we can
Yes.
watch a different part of the world, not our part, your part.
There are
How could
hundreds
they
of
not-
Chinese movies made by China that are successful over there because they're
Dude.
already there. They're already big. They
Dude,
want
the
our
Chinese
stuff.
cinema is second only to freaking Bollywood. Have you
Yeah.
seen a Chinese movie? You haven't lived until you saw one of those, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It makes
man.
animation look simple.
They are sprinting for that China dollar. Like they don't even care about the Western market. They're like, all right, we're going to do whatever it takes to gain that China dollar. And obviously,
They're not even
they
doing
tried
that
very
right.
hard with Star Wars,
They will
and they
sacrifice-
failed miserably. They'll sacrifice. Yeah, no,
Look.
you're right, Ironcaster. They're willing to sacrifice it all if it means gaining the
Everything
China
else.
dollar. They'll do it.
To me, the real name of this movie is not Shang-Chi. It's Mulan 2. The slap in
Yes.
the back.
Ah, nice,
Yeah, or
Fenrir.
that Godzilla,
Nice.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Grapes. Not sure if that's related to the Uyghur Muslim camp in China that they fucking film at. And that's another thing. They're fucking filming at concentration camps. And the Chinese people and the Chinese government are not the same thing.
Oh, of course. Of
And
They
course.
so-
are different organizations. You
They-
can hate
the-
the Chinese government. The
And so
Chinese
my
people are
thing
innocent.
is, the Chinese people don't go for this shit. They kind of force in and just yeah. But like they don't want to see Mulan.
Okay.
They don't want to see Shang-Chi. They don't want to see this bullshit any more than we do.
Thank you,
Shang-Chi.
regular
Yeah, but
people
you'll
of
never
China.
hear the wokey. Yeah, but you'll never hear the wokies scream about China. I mean, look at China. They turned feminism illegal and
Yeah.
wokeism illegal too.
They don't really fuck with
Yep.
women.
They don't speak about
What?
this.
I did not know that part.
They're upset at their okay. They're
The
trying to
birth
raise
rates
their
were going
birth rates.
super low.
Yeah, and they're like, you know what, this feminism shit. They have that phenomenon. I can't say I can't say the word 'cause I can't pronounce it. But there's a phenomenon of like the women who are basically call them leftover women, which I'm not trying to be mean to them.
Oh.
That's the phrase. That's the concept, and they're trying to do something to change that in China. That's what they're doing over there. And I don't know how Disney doesn't know what they're doing. They're trying to get this Chinese dollar with Mulan 2, Electric Boogaloo, as bright as they call it. But they have no clue. They have no
Nope.
clue.
Nope.
In Hell Central, though, you say they want pretty white people doing Western stuff. Never forget, fucking Will Smith and Kobe Bryant were massive in China for years. You ever see like a tape of Kobe in China? He's like a god there. I just think they want cool shit, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I mean, as far as I understand with the Olympic thing, it's like the Olympic Committee basically gets to come into any city, whatever, and basically they crack down on things. So restaurants that wind up trying to advertise anything Olympics are related, the Olympic Committee will come in and shut that down.
Wow.
Like, there's some weird stuff with that. And
Okay.
that's not just because of China. That's because the Olympic Committee. It's like they
Really?
are very possessive of that logo, of that imagery.
That's kind of shitty. And I got to get to this comment. Glenzer says the Chinese writer of porno, Bang Chi. I think, yeah.
Bang Chi.
Bang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Wangs.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. VW, did you catch the Bounding into Comics article about what they're gonna do with the Mandarin? I mean, I'm assuming you don't know about the story of the Mandarin, and that's fine. But at least the article, they already said, yeah, thank you, Fender. They already said he's not gonna be like in the comics. And then I'm like, okay, maybe it's just a clickbait headline. And I looked into the context of it because they got the article from Entertainment Weekly, and as it went on. And I read the entire thing. It sounds like it's a Mandarin in name only who also happens to know about the 10 rings, which is a very essential element of the Mandarin character. And lo and behold, I mean, I'm not even going to say you heard it here first because it's so obvious what they're trying to lead with. They want the Mandarin to be Shang-Chi's father. That's what they're going for. He's going to be their father because originally in the comic books, it was I can't remember Shang-Chi's father. I can't remember, but
Fu Manchu.
Oh my god,
Fu Manchu.
Fu Manchu was his original father, but now because China don't like that, so at least the China government.
Actually, that's not 100% accurate. The Fu Manchu is actually a historical character from another book, not from Marvel, which is actually enjoyable in China. I mean, not everyone from China likes it, but he's an enjoyable read.
But I'm talking China government. But anyway, no, you're probably right on that, Fender. But you know the Chinese government.
This statistic the way down. Is this true? China's in the middle of a massive problem. The male to female ratio is extremely unbalanced. It's such a problem that something like 70% of all Chinese males will never be with a woman. Holy shit!
Why do you think they're treating homosexuality with absolute prejudice and violence? They want men and women.
They have. Or it's going to be a lot of sharing. What the fuck?
I guess they're going to find out the answers to the trap question.
Well,
look, they want children for the next generation so the country doesn't die with them.
I understand that, but China, you know what you did? You had your little birth rate. You remember they had the thing where it was you can only have 2 children and one had to be a male, or you know what I mean? Some stupid shit where you couldn't have children. So what do you get when you fuck with make laws about when people can fuck and how many kids they have? Get what you fucking deserve. So yeah, that's exactly what you get. Chinese government, go fuck yourself. But that sucks for the guys there.
Oh man, that's scary, man. Like, jeez.
I mean, Jesus Christ. It's fueling the sex bot movement in China is an interesting read. I don't think
anyone here has seen Futurama?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There was this episode where Fry got this robot girlfriend. There was this crazy PSA video where it showed what happened to humanity when they got a bunch of robot girlfriends. I think we're going to that step. I think we're going on that road.
Jesus. China also can't feed people because of unsuitable farmland. Prepared to see a massive swatch.
We are all fucked as a species, gentlemen.
I can definitely see it. Yeah, this is the fall of man, which is why I'm trying to have a little brightness on that. Yeah, it sounds right to CCP. They're wanting more as China has a set 3 kids per couple. It was 3 kids per couple, but like you could only have extra if you didn't have a male. And so
New Bomb Turk.
Yeah,
there you go. So yeah, he was Fu Manchu comics. They had that's originally who his father's was in the books. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Zhang Zhu is Fu Manchu. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking Zhang Zhu, but I wanted to go with Fu Manchu just because accuracy. But yeah, they're changing it for the Mandarin. I mean, God, they found. Not once, but twice have butchered the Mandarin. Like, how do you do that?
Just leave him alone if you can't.
Yeah, if you can't give a character historical accuracy, then don't use them. It's like once again, I bet maybe they'll make the character a write-in of one of the writers of the movie. That's probably what they're going for. We'll find out if I ever see it. Like God,
I want a movie on this. This is way more interesting. There are public squares in Chinese cities where fathers bring their daughters and single men compete with their CVs for their hand in marriage. Fuck that. I mean, I suggest
Okay.
if any Chinese people are watching, you guys should go MGTOW.
Okay.
You really don't have a choice.
Okay, here's the thing about this bullshit about historical accuracy that Disney constantly trying to do. There was a Chinese fan of movies that put on the internet, we don't want fucking Chinese accuracy. We just want entertainment. This is literally what they've been screaming. They want entertainment. They don't want fucking accuracy in Mulan because it's a fucking story. They just want to see a good movie to entertain themselves from their mundane lives.
Well, it wasn't
They don't want accuracy.
Mary Sue and had like superpowers.
They were literally
Hollywood
hoping to have Eddie Murphy voice Wushu. They literally wanted that.
Yeah.
Just to
a
show.
lot of people
No
did.
one gave a shit.
Hollywood has such a great reserve of like beautiful actors and actresses, and they have something that the Chinese market wants. They want these beautiful people. They want good-looking people on screen. They want to escape and believe in that. And
they don't want giant blue whales with blue hair.
They want to try to pander to all these other audiences, so they're pushing away the very resource they have that people want.
Yeah, they don't want giant blue whales with blue hair on their screens. I mean, hell, there was once a visit of the U.S. government to China where one of the representatives of the U.S. had purple hair. The Chinese government was just trying not to laugh. It was just not trying to laugh. I mean, you're an adult. What the fuck are you doing with the hairstyle like that?
So Dan said he didn't test it right. I guess Chinese have made it mandatory to have 3 kids. Sheesh.
What if you're sterile and you like literally can't have? What if the lady can't have kids? Like,
yeah.
Well, if one of you is sterile, then you're useless. You don't have a reason to be alive.
God, this is insane.
Yeah, welcome
my
to communism.
God.
Yeah. CCP seems terrible.
Fuck that government.
I mean, if you can't bring anything to the table of the party, then you have no reason to be in our land or to exist whatsoever. So you must be dealt with. That is how they think, literally.
Yeah.
It's not even a joke.
The Wake Down brings up this point. Shout out to the Wake Down. Check out his channel, by the way, of these growing channels. It says Disney, the master of the virtue signal, made a movie in 2003 about Caribbean pirates, and everyone was white. Just a random thought. That's actually true.
Yep, I remember. I saw that opening day in the theater. I remember seeing that, right. The Curse of the Black Pearl. I didn't think a thing of it. It was just I was watching it just to watch it.
Neither did I. I really don't give a shit if the entire cast of a movie I'm watching is either white or Asian. Hell, I love Chinese movies. I love The Legend of Nezha or The Chinese Gods. It's a great movie.
Newbound Turk says youth in Asia, so there's a little play on words there. That's pretty disturbing either way. Shorter Poop is Cute Bird Hell Polar Bears says we should sell them Brie Larson and Amber Turd. I don't know how much we'll get. And yeah, I guess there was.
And just another show that these fuckers, these woke bastards who want to make everything super woke will ever be happy. There's this story in Japan about a black samurai called. Fuck, I don't even remember his name anymore. It's been so long that I've been trying to avoid this bullshit. Okay, let's see. They are finally acknowledging the existence of that character, and they're giving him an anime. The Wokies are pissed because the anime only has about 10 episodes. But the point is, the story is so vague and small that they can't exactly explore more than what is known. And I mean, the whole thing is literally a fictional Japan, not the real deal. And that they're still pissed.
Okay.
Yasuke, the story of Yasuke. That's the name of the character.
Since your dildo suggested I look up Baizu, and it is a pretty funny thing. And I think I had heard of this. It literally means white leftist. So Chinese neologism, I can't speak English, and political epithet to refer to Western leftist ideologies primarily espoused by white leftists. So basically a sarcastic way. I guess it actually means blessed mother, so it's just like a holier than thou thing. So yeah, basically woke idiots in Chinese, they're Baizus. So that's what I wonder what that I've seen.
Again, the Chinese are a very intelligent people. When you hear someone say, a Chinese kid is super smart at math, that's not racism. Go see China. Their educational system is hardcore.
Yeah, well, they're smarter than us.
An American kid would probably commit suicide in the first week if he tried in a Chinese school.
Yeah, maybe a little too extreme.
Most of my Chinese friends that have moved here are insanely grateful because, I mean, it's just so much free here. Just so much free, literally. It's just so free. some of them, they have this method. If you're failing in the school, they literally grab the names of everyone, put their grades in front for everyone in the school to see, and put yours right there at the bottom where everyone can know that you're the trash.
Which, by the way,
And they really
you saw
encourage,
that
and they really
Starship
encourage,
Troopers.
they really encourage the other kids to also make fun of you for that.
Oh man,
Because
they
pain
do
and
that
rage
Starship
literally
Troopers
help.
too? Well, see, here's the thing. I hate the educational system. If I had a kid, I would be trying to get him a GED and a trade and just say, "Let's get out of this hair. Let's get out of this hell."
Yeah,
Um,
right.
Here, kid, just learn welding. You'll do better off.
Yeah, we can use math. We can use YouTube to teach you math and all that other good shit.
Yeah, dude.
You'll probably learn
YouTube
more.
is handy.
Giz has been bringing up this point about the women fighting, and I can't help but to sort of agree. He says Mulan wasn't, because he just says it when I bring up the women's wrestling and stuff like that. I think there's something to it. Mulan was not well received because of women fighting is crap. If you think women fighting scenes are good, then you need to watch some Scott Adkins films. I haven't watched offhand, at least that I know, Scott
Oh
Adkins.
my god, women fighting. Has anyone seen the Female Fight Club? I'm not gonna watch that crap. I'm just asking if anyone's seen it.
Hold on, that's coming.
Oh, you know what? I remember the preview. I'm like, what are you talking about? I mean, listen, I like women's MMA. It's the only because they can
they actually can fight.
They can fight,
especially when Gina Carano's fighting.
Yeah, even now, I remember last year they had that fucking Weili Zhang and Jaredjenko, whatever her name is. That was incredible.
Okay, so no one's watched it
in
then.
The female division.
But I think, you know what it is? I don't think we want to see pretty girls get hurt. I think there's something in our heads that when you see that, you just cringe or look away because you don't want to see that at a like basic
true
level, genetic level. I don't know. What is it called? Evolutionary psychology. It's an evolutionary psychological thing, I think.
For example, that's true. For example, if you literally had a magical potion to heal any wounded disease, and there were two people on the floor. One was a guy, the other was a chick. Who would you go for? The girl immediately, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like a nature thing.
It's a nature thing, yeah. I don't know. It's just an evolutionary psychology.
And then they would call you sexist for that. Though if she was dead, they'd also call you sexist.
Either way, it would be called sexist.
You can't win.
You know, one of my favorite female fighters, one of my favorite movies that had a woman fighting was Kung Fu Hustle, where you had the landlady just beating people with her slipper.
Man, honestly, I don't know if I saw that one.
Oh, that one's great. It was Stephen Chow movie. It was kind of like a Kung Fu movie meets Looney Tunes.
Huh.
It is a great movie, and
honestly,
it's one I highly recommend.
With female fighting, the only movie with mainly female fighting that I've ever seen was Kill Bill.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That's probably the better ones as far as movies go. Hail Robert! I wanted to say hail to Robert, who's a
Hail Robert. Bring us some Psylocke.
And of
Robert.
course, just another red shirt. I did see him drop in here as well.
Oh yeah, he's not just another red shirt.
He's another red shirt.
I appreciate him being here. Real quick.
Oh my god, Shaolin Soccer. Oh my god, that movie was fucking crazy.
It's another movie by the same director.
Really?
Huh. Oh yeah.
Kung Fu Hustle and Shaolin Soccer go back-to-back watches. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That was freaking crazy. I mean, I love that movie.
And I just want to say hi to Socks on D Live who just followed. So shout out to you, Socks. Appreciate it.
At one point in the movie, like the main character was quite literally running away from this lady running this apartment complex, and they're running so fast their legs are like a blur beneath them. Yeah. So it looks just like that. It's this big old blur. He's got a knife sticking out of his shoulder, and he's just kind of using it like a mirror, looking back at her, chasing after him.
So this will kind of bring us full circle. I wish Mortal Kombat was more like that. Embracing its own absurdity instead of like what it was, because Robert says let's shit on Mortal Kombat. I'm like, yeah, we can get that.
Seriously, Hollywood needs to understand one thing: Chinese cinema and Indian cinema are way more advanced than them. They have way more understanding of how to do media. They can make live action animation stylish. If they start doing English dubbings and giving things for other countries, Hollywood is completely fucked.
Really? See, I haven't watched.
No
I know
questions
there's people
asked.
into Bollywood. I know there are a lot of people, even in the West. I mean, that are into the
Chinese
Bollywood
Hollywood,
thing.
Chinese and Japanese Hollywood is pretty good too.
Huh? And
So
you know
yeah,
what? I never thought
Hollywood
about
is
that.
fucked if they don't get their shit together, and all these other industries do realize that the hole in the vacuum.
There is blood in the water in Hollywood, and
Mm-hmm.
man, I gotta say, so fucking Mortal Kombat and the Snyder Cut and Godzilla vs. Kong, all Warner properties. I think there may be some ownerships with I think New Line technically owns the Mortal Kombat property, and I think Legendary owns the Godzilla Kong property. Either way,
Well, that's a little more complicated.
no, Godzilla is more complicated because he's is it Toho? Toho actually owns Godzilla. They got a license. That's a crazy deal. Licenses aside, they've all been Warner related, and they've all been kind of dumb. They've attempted the dumb fun action trope with various degrees of success. Hollywood has completely lost its ability to make money consistently or do anything with any consistent quality. And so, what do you guys think about this attempt at dumb funness? Like, there's still woke spots, there's still moments that you're like, you may shake your head at, but they've been trying to be a little bit more like
Nuanced with the wokeness.
Not just nuanced with the wokeness, but I'm more just saying they're trying to at least create not necessarily the smartest stuff, but make entertaining stuff, even if it's kind of half baked. What are your thoughts on it? Like, this is better than woke bullshit, but it's still not great stuff. So to
Well, yeah. I mean, if you don't mind me going first, I'll answer.
Yeah,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
at the end of the day, here's the thing. I think a lot of us, because we've dealt with so much woke bullshit, we've kind of like dumbed down our standards unintentionally. But at least it's not woke. I luckily have not forgotten that when I watch movie. I still gotta remember: is it still good on its own 2 feet without having to judge it against an ideological narrative? So for me, I have not forgotten that. I almost did become guilty of that about a year ago, but I'm like, hold up, what am I doing? Like, just because something's not like this doesn't mean like it's automatically good. Yeah. And I mean, right now, what we're doing with these Godzilla versus Kongs, which I did enjoy, I'll say it, I did. I didn't like, no, I wasn't like, oh my god, it's the best movie ever. It did what it did, and that's fine. Because I expect that out of that type of movie, and that's fine. But we do that. What we do with those type of movies, we're trying to use a Band-Aid to heal a wound. But the thing is, you can't do that with a Band-Aid. So it's like, yeah, this is a nice little Band-Aid, but we're gonna need more. We're gonna need some surgery. And if we don't get
the other wolves are attacking Fimmer.
Yeah, right. If we don't get our knives and our scalpels, we need to go deep into surgery and fix what's going on. Because if we never do, that wound will never heal. And before you know it, we're gonna have one deformed creature.
Yeah, and I'm not even looking for the wokeness. I'm like you, like, man, I just want to be entertained. Like, part of me kind of accepts what Mortal Kombat was, but there was just so much, not even wokeness, just badness. Non-goodness and non-talent. It was, and to be fair, a lot of people were inexperienced. You can just tell it was a first-time director. A lot of first-time or early actors. Even speaking of writers,
probably diversity hires
woke up. Even if they weren't, I don't know. I don't even know if that matters. I think they're just not good. They're just not experienced.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
And just not good. I was talking on yesterday's MF first shout out to Matt, and I said, we were talking about Dusk Till Dawn, and they're like, well, there was Tarantino and Rodriguez. I'm like, yeah, they were within that was like their second or third, fourth movie. You know what I mean? That was within their first 5 films they've ever done ever.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they were still younger directors when they made it. Like, they were just good because they cared enough to be that good and had enough attention to detail to be that good. The writers, directors, at a basic level, they don't have it, and I don't know how to teach them to have it. I'm not saying
they don't give a shit anymore.
I'm not a writer.
Yeah.
That's the main focus.
And when you write,
what I've said all along about saying that Hollywood doesn't care about if they burn the property down because it's one step towards beating the patriarchy. Ripa finally said those words yesterday in FNT. I'm like, I've been thinking that shit for months. They don't care if they burn this shit down. because
True.
it's once again, and as he said, if they make a little money along the way, whatever, cool, maybe, but it's about burning this all down. And now I'm just going to get into echoing territory, but it's all about recreating everything they want to do in their own image. It's nuts. It's absolutely fucking nuts. And that's all the more reason why we need to value alternative entertainment. I mean, I've been using alternative platforms. I obviously I'm moderately busy on mine. I'm not as busy as like Star Talks a lot, but I'm gonna step that game up. But I have also been supporting, books from like Comic State guys. I bought Kenneth Rocaford's book. I backed that. I backed Fatal J's book as well. Like I've never even talked to Fatal J. His book just sounded cool. I'm like, you know what? I don't even know the guy, but his book sounds cool. I'm gonna buy it, back it. So I backed it. So I am putting my money where my mouth is and actually doing the things. And I'm, and I'm hoping like when the comes time to release them, I can get some of these guys on, whether it's Fatal or Kenneth, and talk about their book with them so I can help promote it and get more people to buy, because I really want to go that extra mile. If I like something, I'm going to talk about it. And I want to get the creator on board to help them talk about it and sell it even more, because I want to help anyone who's good. I want them to I want to get them all the money to make till one day Hollywood or someone's going to notice.
Speaking of good creators, hey Nick, how's it going? How's it going? The script? Oh, there.
Barely started. But I'm going to try again shortly. Which brings into my inevitable moment of where I gotta bail out, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, it's been about 50. Yeah, you did say 15 minutes. It's been 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a little over, but it's okay. It's not a big deal.
My bad.
Hey, no, you're good, dude. Hey, VW, thanks for letting me come on. It's been a bit besides yelling at park cars. So happy to be back on Brave and the Bold. Most of you know who I am in the chat. For those of you who do not know, I talk pizza. I talk metal. I rant about Hollywood, like all these our fine gentlemen do. I'm at Nick Weiser at mine, Twitter, Instagram. 32 flavors of Nick Weiser on YouTube. I'd like to hope that I'm fairly entertaining. I'm at 335 subs now. I've had a few good weeks. I was at 300 a few weeks ago. I passed the 300 This is Sparta score. So yeah, if you're somehow not subbed to me, give me a sub, and if you like what you see, well, watch more. And once again, the chat's been awesome. The panel's been awesome. You all have a magical evening, and I'll see you all shortly. Thanks, guys, and thank you, VW.
Thank you for joining.
Nick.
My pleasure.
All of you sub to man Nick. He will be at 350.
Someday I got to go to the United States, find you, Nick, and go in some kind of food coma with that guy.
Yeah. I am disappointed we didn't get to discover any new flavors of Nick Weiser.
Oh man, we really didn't. We did not. Oh
yeah, I thought we were gonna find the 36th flavor.
Okay. Yeah. Real quick, I want to get to the chat because my man Storyman Jack, Storyman Jack, he has a few good points. There's always been an issue with Hollywood thinking the writers are the lowest rung of the creative scale, and they think anyone could do it, and they hire the cheapest hacks. And then he says the other thing is Hollywood writers get paid 1/10 to 100th what actors make. They don't care about story. And actually, it's funny you just did that, Fibber. Jens says, who is sniffing? What? Could you do it louder for the audience? What everyone tuned in for. So Jens is not a favorite of he's not a fan of the sniffing that you're doing. Sorry to put you on Front Street. We love you, Fibber. We do love you. Storyman Jack, you bring up a point that's similar to one that 24/7 brought up with comics, because shout out to 24/7 Fusion Media, which I know he's out. Hopefully can get in. Actually, Storyman Jack, I think you have a link if you want to hop in. If not, I can toss you one. You're free to hop in. But the comic writers, Ed Brubaker, who created the Winter Soldier, but it was Bucky's for Bucky existed, and that was a Marvel comic property, and he innovated. Mike Beat. He says, "If ever doing coke, make him write a script." I don't know about that. Even though the 80s scripts were pretty good compared to what we have now, but Ed Brubaker's not getting paid for
sniff coke.
Yes, please don't sniff coke. We're not going to encourage this 19-year-old to do drugs. There's enough music out there encouraging young people to do drugs, and we're not doing that here in the Brave.
I am not. That's stupid. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
people think I'm that easy to manipulate.
Well, because the kid. See, here's the thing. You don't know how dumb the kids are here. They're very stupid. Neither here nor there. Back to what Storyman Jack said about the compensation. Ed Brubaker, who created this innovation in the Winter Soldier, came up with a whole arc of what happened and all this stuff that he did to make this character. He gets no compensation for that creativity. So I definitely think if you're going to pay, oh man, now the sniffs are getting over. Yeah, I don't know if I should tell you to stop doing them, keep doing them. But if you're going to pay all these writers less and less, you're going to get less good stuff out of them. It's that simple.
I'm sniffing because I got. Okay, how do you call it? I'm sick, okay?
Allergies? He probably has allergies.
Yes.
Yeah. No worries, man. No worries. But yeah, I definitely think the compensation issue is having is affecting the quality. Essential Dildo, do cokes. You should do coke. Just appreciate how it smells. Essential Dildo, so do coke, kids. Don't listen to Essential Dildo. Don't do it. Cocaine is a hell of a drug, so I've been told. But yeah, I definitely think you're onto something, Story Man Jack. Because I think if you're going to pay writers nothing, you're going to treat them like shit. You're not going to get the best writers, and the writers that do write, they're not going to give you top.
This is why most writers of the past used to produce and direct their own movies.
Yeah,
because they knew they wouldn't get shit. It's just the writer.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I had a window open my car and it started raining.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Robert says vanilla Coke is best. Do that. I do like vanilla Coke. And hey, I just spoke him into existence. Storyman Jack Hill. How you doing, man?
Oh,
how y'all doing?
Yeah.
I think it's the first time I've been on with you.
Hey, Storyman Jack. Welcome.
Yeah. And then Latino Slant says, nope, you're dead wrong about actors' pay. Studios actually strapped for Cage are barely paying the actors. What they used to disagree. Talk to Mrs. Slant. She will set you straight. So can we just agree that Hollywood is not paying anyone? Maybe that's the most simplest way to put it.
Well, a lot of this happened during you remember back when the Screen Actors Guild went on strike?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, they started hiring just people off the street to write. And they just continued that. They quit paying writers what they were worth. They just basically brushed them off. And the quality of writing that we're getting now, basically the good writers are dumbing their shit down to be on a playing field with all these new idiot writers. And I mean, it's just it's counterproductive to earning money.
Yeah.
And Hollywood has always basically spit on writers. Always have. You look at the credits, who gets credited? And actors even now when actors, I'm talking, mainstream films, big budget films, actors will make whatever they make. A-list actors will make whatever they make. The writer doesn't make shit compared to that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying most actors are getting paid what they're worth, but the writers definitely are not getting paid what they're worth.
Yeah.
And they can't even trust the studios to pay them the residuals.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of horror stories about residuals not getting paid. Wake Down says during the strike, a lot of producers start writing scripts. Essential Dildo says only huge stars get paid. Hollywood has some fundamental core issues with how.
Whoa, Vigilante. The link was for the people in private, not to put out there for the people out there.
My bad. I thought it was my bad. Oh shit. Ignore this.
The link was to get. It was to get Storyman Jack into the Discord, dude. Come on.
Shit, man. Yeah, my bad. Fuck. Let me go to the thing and just delete the link.
Oh my god, dude.
People, ignore the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, my bad. You should have said. I thought you would, because some people want the Discord open. Where the hell's my? I don't.
Vigilante, I like to put people in, but I'm selective to who I accept into the organization.
Okay.
Because I want to accept it. Look, you need to be careful who you accept inside.
Yeah. So I don't even like having my Discord open. The link has been deleted. No one will join if they haven't already. Let me just check the Discord just to make sure nobody joined. I'm sorry about that, bro.
Yeah, I'll join in a little bit. I got to look up my password and stuff for that.
Yeah.
I'm on so many different Discords that if I open it, it just dings all the time. That's all it does.
Yeah.
You gotta go through and mute like certain channels, certain servers.
Yeah. Geeks and Gamers is the worst one because everybody's on there talking.
Oh yeah, I've got it pretty muted for notifications, but they still get the video, so it's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of getting back to what we were talking about, the Hollywood math.
Oh yeah, I mean that was one of the things that was just brought up as the producers started writing the scripts. So now all the executives think that they're just as good as any of the writers. And executives don't understand story. They're money people. They
don't understand money either.
They're listening. The problem is that their marketing tools don't work like they were designed to, because they still use marketing tools from pre social media. And for social media, pretty much all they listen to is Parrot Analytics, which means if all of us are bashing something, Parrot Analytics says that we love it.
Yeah, because all they see is it's getting activity or whatever it is on it.
Yeah, all it needs is activity. It doesn't distinguish if people like it or not. So what these marketing companies are doing, or they're telling the corporations, okay, you got to do this and this because that's where you're going to get most of your activity. I hate to tell you this, the old trope, any
publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's not right.
Especially in this day and age, there's a lot of anti-publicity.
Yeah,
and that doesn't work.
Yeah, social media pretty much made that trope wrong, completely wrong.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been going through a few things myself, and medically, and I went to go look for something to watch to take my mind off of shit. I had to go back to 90s movies and stuff.
Yeah,
me too, sad.
Man. I mean, I was just talking to my brother how much I like HBO Max because of all the 90s movies they have there.
Yeah.
They have a good selection. They have a lot of like classic movies as far as catalogs from the 80s and 90s. So I've been watching a lot of that stuff. But yeah, there's nothing new to watch. There's no point.
I'm probably going to watch Mortal Kombat because the guys at Rogue Entertainment said that it is not woke and it's fun, even though it's probably not as good as the original.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with those things. There's some scenes, little moments that are they're just like you kind of roll your eyes at, but they're not bad. It's nowhere near what we get.
Hollywood has made us ultra sensitive to woke. So even something that they didn't intend to be woke, if it even leans that way, we see it because it's in our face all the time.
Yeah. Even though, like, I don't want to spoil it, but there's one thing. It's like, okay, even out of wokeness, that was stupid sort of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And most movies have that.
Yeah.
But I mean, we need another Back to the Future. We need another Rambo. We need another Highlander. We needed these good movies. Even bad movies in the 80s were pretty darn good.
Yeah.
The Highlander got a sweet anime a couple of years back.
Yeah. Pretty cool. They did.
At this point, I'd be willing to take more Highlander 2.
Wow. I keep hearing how bad the Last Jedi.
If you watch the Renegade version, it's a little better. It's a little better. The second one was made for money because the first one became a cult classic. And they did not know how to continue a story that was never intended to be continued. Because he won. That's the end. He won. I mean, you can't really go anywhere from that unless you do something crazy inventive, and it just didn't work. Making them all from outer space and all that stuff.
Oh, wow.
Bringing back Sean Connery just because it's Sean Connery.
Yeah, well, and that's how they made any money off that movie. He even makes jokes in the movie about why am I here? I mean,
Mike Beat says, "Give me Highlander 2 and Mortal Kombat Annihilation over this shit." Mortal Kombat Annihilation is still fun to watch.
Yeah, it's bad, but it's fun bad.
Yeah,
especially at the end. Especially at the end, it's fucking hilarious. Even the end of the first one when they get back to Earth and they're standing there and you see the king show up, and they
Yeah,
all just
Shere
do
Khan.
their superhero pose. That's
Yeah.
the cringiest, funniest shit you ever see.
Man, I remember in the 90s when that I was like, yeah, I was so pumped. That little kid me was like pumped when that happened.
And who can beat Christopher Lambert as Raiden?
Oh,
That laugh, that Highlander, that laugh that he has, that Highlander laugh. I mean, I tried to emulate that when I was a kid because I thought he was the coolest dude on the planet.
yeah.
And he can't. He's blind. He's legally blind, and he didn't even speak English very well when he got that movie. He's from Belgium, I think. He's not even. That's why they even put in that line in the Highlander, "Where are you from?" And he's like, lots of different places, because they couldn't. Because even though he's supposed to be from Scotland, his accent was more main European than anything.
Mm-hmm.
So the writer took care to write that into the script.
They don't even pay that much attention. Writers don't put that much attention to detail nowadays. And real quick, I wanted to say about Raiden, Christopher Lambert was a better Raiden than the one in this movie. That I will say. Yeah. But
well, I mean,
I cannot see Raiden any other way other than Christopher Lambert.
Yeah. That laugh. That
some people are just iconic as a specific character.
Yeah. Well, and there's only been one or two Christopher Lambert movies that I can't even remember that I didn't like. Almost every Christopher Lambert movie I've ever seen, even the bad B movies, are pretty darn good. There was one where he was in a prison in space and he had to escape. That was a pretty good one too.
Yeah. And No Sense of Dildo is not that from outer space. I'm not going to explain that comment. The Sense of Dildo is talking about. Apparently, Mike B was talking about Street Fighter with a coke out of his mind. JCVD. Was he coked out of his mind when he made Street Fighter?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he talked about it, actually. He said he was coked out of his mind during a lot of his movies. Well, he explained it like he had nothing, and then all of a sudden he had more money than he knew what to do with, and he just hung out with the wrong people.
Wow. Yeah, that happens to a lot of people. Yeah, that happens to a lot of people, celebrities. Sheesh, 10,000 a week in 90s money on coke. That's a lot of and like early 90s money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like watching that interview with Mike Tyson on Joe Rogan where Mike Tyson's like, yeah, I'm spending like $8,000 a week on marijuana. I'm like, do you have dump trucks pulling up to your ranch?
How much weed are you grow it? You could grow a whole fucking you could have a fucking farm of weed for $8,000.
Yeah.
Still to this day. What are you doing, man? Gotta be economic.
And I'm like, golly. I'm like, I like this stuff, but my problem with that community is that they always smoke. That's all they're doing ever. Always. Yeah.
And to a point where it becomes a personality.
Yeah. I'm like, I told my stepson, I'm like, son, you don't have to smoke that 24/7. You really don't. I mean, all you're going to do is make yourself spend more money because you need more and more and more.
Yeah. Never mind.
I've been clear for 5 years now. I haven't gone back. I have no desire to, and I feel good for it.
Well, I use it because I'm diabetic and I have neuropathy real bad, so my feet feel like they're sunburned all the time. Ooh, and so it helps me go to sleep, and I don't even need it all the time. So, and then sometimes I just do it recreationally to relax and write. It helps me write. It really does. It helps me relax and focus on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't give me inspiration like a lot of people say. Drugs don't do that.
Yeah.
What a relaxing like for example, Hemingway was drunk almost constantly. And he said it helped him focus on what he was doing.
Look, the reason most of the movies from the 90s and 80s were so great was because most of the people working on them were either high, drunk, and under the effect of some other crazy crap we have no idea the information of, because most of them didn't make it to actually tell us.
Yeah, well, part of that is that they cared about money back then.
They did. Because I'm like,
money to buy the shit they need.
Really high too. They're just doing like they pop beans.
Look, the difference is that they're high on weed and other things that makes them lazy. These guys were high on coke and shit that make them active.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Could
Yeah,
be.
maybe.
I've heard a
Maybe.
lot of people say that coke may have been like a performance enhancing drug for the 80s and 90s. Like, and I sometimes wonder, like, maybe not just in writing and like wrestling and sports. You had like Lawrence Taylor, who's like the greatest linebacker of all time, and he did
Oh,
things
yeah.
high on coke that no other player has ever done before or since. And you're like, you wonder.
Yeah. We heard all through the 80s that this player and that player, and they do all these drug tests, and it's a joke.
They don't do drug tests. They never have, never will.
They test them and then falsify the results.
Yes, yeah, that's been known. I was surprised. I mean, looking back at this is a kind of a different thing with baseball. It's like, why were you guys even mad? Like, let's yell at these baseball players, while all the football players, cyclists, basketball players, they're just all roided up, and no one said anything about them. But they were so mad about baseball. It made no sense to me.
Yeah, because their main point was like, well, all the people that held those records before didn't have drugs. How do you know that?
Exactly. You have no like.
They never tested.
Yeah, steroids have been around since like the 50s, so it's not like.
Think about people like Babe Ruth, who were just exceptionally better than anybody else in their range, right?
Yeah.
And
look,
Babe
most
Ruth,
of the time, most of the time I've seen.
Maybe he started to smoke. Go ahead, story man. Jack.
well, like Babe Ruth did all kinds of things. He was a very shitty person.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he did things that enhanced his performance.
I'm sure too.
Whether he knew it or not.
Yeah, because he was using a lot of stuff, especially, and he's a fan of cuties, so to speak, and that never gets brought up. They have with this baseball shit. Just a little bit of a tangent before we get back to entertainment. They will really they've been virtue signaling for decades on like Pete Rose and all this other stuff. While Babe Ruth, like, and even Ty Cobb, a lot of those early Hall of Famers have a lot of dirt and dark things about them, but they never bring it up. They still celebrate Babe Ruth, and it's kind of fucked up. It's a double standard.
Yep.
So I just want to touch that. And then real quick,
when you talk about Babe Ruth, they're like, yeah, but he was so great, blah blah blah, and I'm like, so was Pete Rose. He bet on a game. He bet on a game.
You can't compare the two. One great kids, the other one bet. Oh wow, he gambled on a game that he was. Like, you should have spent them for a couple years and bought them back. Like, stop acting like baseball.
He bet on a game he was managing.
Yeah.
And there was no proof that he threw it.
Yeah. And it's like, it's BS. But real quick, I wanted to see the chat. Everyone's bringing up their different experiences with different substances. So that's kind of a cool thing. Snorter Poopus has been straight edge, except self-alcohol. He says in confession he's never smoked weed or used drugs except for caffeine and alcohol. So okay.
Well, cool. I'm a conservative, right? And I was totally anti-drug. And they gave me gabapentin for my neuropathy. All it did was tear up my stomach. Then they gave me new stuff. I think it was called Levitra or something like that. But it was $600 a month for a 30-day supply, and it didn't do anything. Jeez. So I'm like on my last leg, and I'm like, Doc, I got to get some sleep. I don't know what to do. He's like, go to Oklahoma, get you some marijuana, and then you'll be able to sleep. And it worked right out of the gate.
Wow.
So
the power of drugs, people.
Well, and then I just got pissed because they've been lying to me since I was a toddler about this shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tide is changing. It says difference is they were already competent creative people who did drugs. No drug can make you suddenly good at what you do.
Right, and that was the point I was trying to make. Is it helps me focus. It doesn't give me any innate sense of creativity.
The power, creativity.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's one more thing.
Care for it. Go ahead, Fenrir. I've been cutting you off.
Growing up as a kid, every time I saw Dwayne Johnson on TV, I always thought he was under the effect of something very powerful. I mean, how can a guy get that ripped? And those thoughts are coming back because I've seen all of his recent shit from the new Black Adam movie, and my God, that guy is just too freaking ripped.
Man, have you ever seen?
He looks like he's deformed sometimes.
Exactly.
There's a picture I'm gonna look for it where, and I actually want to bring up the Rock'em Sock'em thing real quick because you saw that in the private chat. There's a fucking picture of him when he was wrestling compared to now. He's so much bigger now than when he was wrestling. When people knew he was on steroids, because it was like the Rock had gyno surgery. I'm not sure if you guys know what that is. If you ever seen Batman versus Superman, looked at what's his name's chest, Ben Affleck chest. That's what gyno is. You almost get a little woman tits because you've done so much steroids, you fucked up your hormones.
He literally has tits, dude.
Yes, he had surgery.
I'm a fat ass. Even he's super muscular and he looks like he's got tits.
Well, the thing about that, he works out every day for like 4 hours too. On top of that.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, that's the substances help you so you're able to do that. But real quick, speaking of strength, the strongest voice on YouTube, 24/7 Fusion Media. Hell, man, how you doing?
I'm good. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey, 24/7.
Doing good.
Doing good.
Man, it's good to see y'all, man. See y'all doing all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about the possibility of how long Dwayne Johnson has been in steroids.
His entire life. And I mean, he has good genetics. Oh, come on, don't do that to me. He has pretty good genetics. His dad was huge. But look, this is him when he was wrestling. This is him more recent. And it's like, how could you get
He's using something. Come on.
He looks like he put on a muscle suit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how many years has he been working out, man? Because that's obviously a factor. Yeah, I mean, this is a dude that's actually, you can see he works out and he doesn't stop. The amount of time he puts into the gym, he doesn't do like an hour or two. This dude's he be in there for hours, man.
Yeah, 4 hours at least. Yeah,
right. So it's like so you take that into account. Him doing that shit every day, doing that shit for since he was a teenager. Well, I mean, him building up to the point where probably by the time he got into wrestling, he was fucking doing that shit, full time and then getting bigger. And of course, there's always the factor of drugs, injections, or whatever. He might be on some he might be on some HGH.
I think he's on HGH.
He might be getting the best shit in GNC. Like we don't know what he's fucking with. Yeah. I mean, of course, we'll probably never find out, but you gotta also, like I say, you gotta take into account, man, of the work he puts in, man.
Oh, he does put in work. I'm not
and let's be honest, he's Samoan, and some of the biggest, strongest people on the planet are Samoan.
Not just Samoan. I remember seeing his dad. He's black and Samoan. His dad's genetics. Yeah, he has really good genetics. Let me pull up Rocky Johnson real quick because he's fucking.
Oh, he's just half Samoan.
He's half Samoan. Like his genetics are pretty. This is a combination of hard work, genetics, and drugs. I don't think he may not be on drugs like we think, but look at fucking Rocky Johnson. Jesus Christ, this is his dad. Yeah, he's fucking cut. He's cut as fuck.
I mean, look at Momoa. Momoa's just as big. He's maybe not as cut, but those are huge people.
Yeah. So there's a lot.
Man. I mean, even if you look at like his, what's his name, Roman Reigns and all them.
Roman Reigns, his cousin. Yeah,
man. Them dudes are, Yeah, they have it. Matter of fact, even Rikishi, man.
Yeah.
You talking about way back when he started, when he was back, like when he was the Tonga kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Reigns.
Dude, he was built as shit, man. He just let himself go, man.
He was built.
And this motherfucker, he was jumping off the top ropes, and I'm talking about he was like the second coming of fucking Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Yeah,
well, Superfly was fucking. Come on, man. I'm a wrestling fan for real, man. I mean,
Well, you got to think about it. We grew up knowing it was fake, but the kind of things that they were doing to fake that shit was actually harder than doing the actual move.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why they're great athletes. That's why they're beat up and bruised and tore up, is because they suffered a lot of injuries for just trying to fake shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick, newborn turkey, HGH, creatine, out of the box assistant still doesn't do work in the gym. I agree with that. I'm not trying to shame these guys because trust me, anybody remembers Roger Clemens? We talk about steroids. He was a fat ass and he was on steroids. So
that's one of the things. If you take steroids and don't work out, you're just going to get super fat.
Yeah,
Exactly. Steroids is like it's like how can I say? It's like
like the super soldier syndrome. It
incentive.
makes you extra what you are.
I was gonna go with more of an energizer to move your ass and do it, because if you don't, then you're fucked.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like I had a kid that worked for me at the last place I worked at, and he was having a bad day one day. I asked him what was wrong. He's like, "Man, I've been trying to lose weight and all this stuff, and I just keep getting fatter." I'm like, "Well, dude, are you working out?" He's like, "I ain't got time to work out." I'm like, "But you're drinking protein drinks like 3 times a day."
What do you think's gonna happen?
That's the thing. That's stupid. You can't drink. Protein makes you. It gives you energy. It also makes you fat, but it gives more energy for you to burn it out.
Yeah.
You can't just drink that shit and think it's gonna burn. That's retarded.
Well,
yeah,
you know,
actually, that's a thing. Like a lot of people would take, especially like back in like the late 80s, early 90s. I'm real big into bodybuilding, man. So back then, them dudes used to take creatine, and the thing is, creatine, if that shit, if you don't work that shit out, that shit'll sit in your liver, man.
Yeah,
and that shit'll build. It'll fuck you up, man.
It'll cause huge kidney stones where you have to have surgery to get them removed. Right. All that shit. Yeah, you can't be doing that shit if you're not working out.
Yeah, exactly, man. You got
to work out hard to get rid of it.
Yes. Yeah, you really do. Like, you have
Plus,
to be like
there's the chances of heart attack if you don't work. There's actual chances you might get a heart attack if you don't work out and consume all that shit.
Yeah, for real, man.
Well, there's even a thing. Well, if you get too much muscle, you can get a heart issues because of that. Because now your blood has to work that much harder to do muscle. You know what I mean? And then you talk about Barry Bonds, who went on who knows what. His feet head grow. Man, you could get. There was a time in the 80s and 90s, a lot of like actual steroids you can get in GNC. Or you can go and just I'll just get some Andro and just go to GNC and get it.
Right.
Well, all right. So for example, growing up, when I was a senior in high school, I weighed 220 pounds. Mm-hmm. I'd played ball all my life, and I worked out a lot. My brother maybe weighed 110 pounds soaking wet. And then about 5 years later, suddenly it started blowing up, like got ripped. He probably weighed 250. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, steroids.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, why? He goes, why not? I ain't going to have any more kids. So I'm like, okay, dude.
Oh,
so he when he quit working out and he quit taking that stuff, now he's like, man, I just feel so fat all the time. And I'm like, dude, you should have never done it.
Man, do you know what you did to your hormones, man?
Well, he screwed up his metabolism too.
That too. I mean,
plus, don't forget the legends of the more steroids you take, the more your wee gets smaller.
That's not true.
I guess it's actually your testicles that get smaller. I'm told, because I guess it messes with your hormones.
Yeah, it messes with your testosterone.
Yeah,
and that's why it sends you into rages.
Hell yeah, I'd be mad too if my fucking schlong was drinking. Shit.
Anything. I'm not trying to have that. Be heated. Yeah. So this is just another red shirt in the chat. Hell, just another red shirt.
Just another red shirt, my man.
And yeah, Glenn said this is the best way. Just work out hard, drink a ton of water, and live with your results. Not everyone has good genetics. It's okay. Like
and we need to get off of this scheduled 3 meals a day crap.
Yeah.
If you just ate when you were hungry and didn't eat any other time, you'd be a lot healthier.
Yeah, we eat too much. There's like so many studies on that. But yeah, and speaking of eating too much, Mark Webster saw the most ludicrous diet plan on a plan and decided to try it out. As I wrote last year, movie star Dwayne Johnson, in order to maintain his legendary physique, eats more than 5,000 calories a day. That's another part of it. Not only do you have to take a bunch of stuff, you have to work out 4 or 5 hours a day, have all these, scientists make sure you don't fuck up your hormones. You have to eat like 5,000 calories a day to look like this.
Yeah, just to maintain.
If you drive your vehicle farther than anybody else, you got to put a lot more gas in it.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, the 7. Yeah, I've seen the bodybuilder stuff. They got to eat the 7 meals. They got to have it timed perfectly, like every so many hours and shit.
It's like nowadays they got that shit broken down to a science, bro.
Well, and you read that paragraph of what is in that diet. That list has no carbs in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No carbs. Which is insane. How you supposed to digest this shit? So yeah.
Well, because we, I did a lot of study. I'm on keto because of my diabetic. Because I'm a diabetic. So carbs are just sugar, really. And so I went on keto, and man, it was like night and day difference in my in the way I felt. And then I did some research in it. Our body is not designed to digest the amount of carbohydrates we consume. That's why people are having gut issues. That's why people are having Crohn's disease. That's why all diabetes is going up. That's the problem, is because we've tied ourselves into a carb-rich diet.
Yeah, that's it's crazy. Like some of the people that have the best diets in the world are Asians.
Yeah,
and but do you know that they're fucking suffering from diabetes real bad because for the simple fact of the intake of the noodles and the rice that they take.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's the thing. That was always like, if you look at like movies, you just look at their culture, rice buns and different, and steamed rice and different shit like that. That's always been a big part of their culture. But what they come to find out with science, like easily, like in the last fucking 50, 60 years, when now that we have the technology to really figure out what's what, who's who, and see the difference. You got you start seeing how they intake the rice and noodles, and see how much that's a part of their how they eat in their lifestyle. And then you sit there and you see how much of them are now you're starting to see them get sick, and they're getting they're having diabetes and different things like that. And even though they have a rich diet, the flip side of it is the rice and the noodles are fuck, man, it's killing them.
Well, and
because they consume so much of it. The
CCP has injected a lot of soy into their food too, because it's cheap.
Because I was just gonna say, because rice in its natural state and noodles in their natural state are not as bad as what they're probably eating. Because
noodles are really bad. Rice, if you get natural long grain and wild rice, the stuff, if it's not white rice, then it has a lot less carbs in it. Like in my keto diet, I can eat brown rice and wild rice, but I can't eat white rice.
Well, what about jasmine?
Okay,
jasmine rice is
okay, gentlemen.
Brown rice.
Yeah,
gentlemen, this is a request here. I'm a little fat ass, and I want to know what's the best way to lose weight with exercise and the right things to take. I want to lose some weight.
Cut back on the food.
Here's what happens. Don't change your diet. Get up. The first thing you do when you get up, before you even brush your teeth, go for a walk and gradually increase that to a run. And then eat breakfast afterwards. What that does is it jumpstarts your metabolism. It's an old program that has worked since the early 80s called Bigger, Faster, Stronger. You eat after you work out first thing in the morning. That causes your metabolism to spike, and you're going to be starving for the first probably month you're on this. Because when you jumpstart your metabolism first thing in the morning, when you first eat that first meal after that first run, you're not going to want to eat. But 3 hours later, you're going to feel like you haven't eaten in a month, because your metabolism is just constantly burning. It's like, okay, this is a work day. You started it up working. We've got to start burning everything we can. So the only problem with that is if you start it and stop it, you're just going to get fat. You have to, the biggest thing with anything is consistency. You've got to do it on a schedule, and you've got to get your body used to it.
Yeah, everyone is tossing in suggestions. Mike B says cut back on pop. For those who don't know, pop is soda everywhere else, but it's pop. We drink pop. I'm from Detroit. I drink pop.
Yep, it's pop.
Yeah, switch to juice. I wouldn't switch to juice because that's full of sugar. In
Texas, we call all soda pop Coke.
I've heard that. A lot of places do that. Some places,
even though we don't drink Coke, we drink Dr. Pepper.
Did not know that.
Yeah, I was raised on Dr. Pepper and super sweet tea. Water was for bathing, and milk was for cereal.
So no lie, I'm not just saying this because I'm a Detroiter. Like Faygo is a big thing in Detroit. I know people know
that?
Faygo. It's pop. It's a pop. People know Faygo from ICP because they do this shit. But like it's the pop. It's a local pop brand, and they have like different like Red Pop and Rock and Rye. So if you Ironcaster probably knows about Faygo.
So kind of like the
Oh yeah, I've actually got a bottle right here with me.
Yeah.
No shit. Oh,
Faygo is the shit.
I've had that. I've had that.
Yeah. They got them everywhere. Okay,
yeah, the big reason a lot of people drink it.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I love freaking grape soda. Yeah.
They have different grape soda, orange, that cream soda. They got it's tons of them. The grape, the orange, the cream, the red pop.
Yeah, I went through a phase where all I drank was grape soda. My dad's like, "Yeah, was your mother messing around me with black guy? You drink more grape soda." I'm like, Dad, it's grape soda. It's good. And then he started drinking it.
Oh man, yeah. People know it from ICP, but it is actually very popular in Michigan. Very popular. Yeah, you can get it cheap. Hell, Morgan Holloway. Adding to the few female, because we don't have many female
but
viewers.
The females we do have in this community are amazing.
They are amazing.
Yeah, they're fun. They know how to give jokes. They don't give a shit about all the stupidity.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that.
Okay, cutting back on sugar. Thanks for the tips.
Cutting back on sugar is the number one. If you can cut out sugar and carbs, you can do
so
that.
Everything that contains sugar should have a skull and crossbones printed on it.
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Sugar is a poison. I mean, if we're going to hold alcohol to a certain standard where, you get that it's a poison, you get that you shouldn't just drink it all the time. If you do have an issue, you get help. We should hold sugar to that same standard because of how addictive and how dangerous it is.
Yeah. And even now, I can't stop drinking soda.
Me neither. I have a legit food addiction, man. Like
I'm on keto, but I have a certain amount of carbohydrates I can have a day, and I use that for a soda. Even though I know it's the worst possible thing I could add, I can't help myself because, as I said, growing up, my parents put Dr. Pepper in my baby bottle.
Dr. Pepper is dope. Like it is dope, but it is also dope.
Yeah.
And yes, Snorter Poopers, I have had Big Red soda or pop or whatever.
Yeah, Big Red is just red cream soda.
Yeah. So Morgan Holloway
RC was a big thing down here too.
So it's her and her husband chilling. Does it count as my account, and this is the same with Foulball, when we look at the percentage of gender, it just says 100, at least for me, 100% men. And that's not technically true, but I'm trying to just get 1% women. There's like a few girls. There's TM Martin, Mortimer Kitty,
English.
There's a few other girls who show up. Islington girl.
Islington girl,
yeah.
The solution to that is to invite Paulie on. He brings all the girls to the yard.
You said do what?
You got to invite Paulie on. He brings all the girls to the yard.
Yeah. Paulie's been on.
Yeah, it's like
female gaze.
It's like I've got most of
The Rock.
Most of the people that comment on my stories are female. And they're always saying, "You have the greatest reading voice," and I'm like, "Are you listening to the same stuff I am?"
Well, most people hate your voice. You have a good voice.
Yeah, I hate that I tried when I was younger. I did a great deal of work to try and get rid of most of my draw. But when I listen to myself, I hear it and it drives me insane.
But I think that was probably a mistake. I'm glad it didn't, because I can hear a little of the Texas draw, but I like it. It's cool.
Yeah.
I think nowadays people are because I think a lot of people kind of have been told that get rid of accents. I've seen people get rid of their Southern accents. I kind of have a Midwestern accent, but I think nowadays people kind of like that.
Well, part of that was when I was growing up. I mean, my high school, when we graduated, we had 35 people go across the stage, and only 33 actually got a diploma. That was my graduating class. Yeah. So I was that kid that was bookish and nerdy, and I hated being in the country. I wanted to be in the city, where everything was happening, everything was going on. I could learn shit. And now that I'm older, I'm like, that was the biggest fucking mistake. I want to go back to the country.
Yeah.
In fact, I just bought 40 acres out in the middle of nowhere. So.
Oh, congrats. That's my dream.
Yeah,
Nice.
And
Yeah, me and my dad did. I got the loan because I get a VA loan.
Cool.
The VA loan is 0% interest and 0 down.
Mm.
So I bought the land, and he bought the house, and we're just splitting the payments.
That's cool.
Well,
That's
he
real
bought
cool.
him a house, and then I'm gonna build me a house.
Okay.
Because I'll be on one end of the property, he'll be on the other.
Okay, so I mean, it's a nice amount of land. So yeah, you got the space too.
Yeah.
And Robert is talking about Paulie and Drunk 3PO bringing Ocean and Poon. So that's what he says. So yeah, I just want the percentages to be balanced. I don't want this to be toxic masculinity. You know what? I've had this same thing. Snow the Poopers. Northerners think I sound Southern. Southerners think I sound Northern. Seals think I sound dangerous. Not about the Seals, but I have friends from New York that said, you sound like you're from the South. Friends from the South said like you sound like you're from New York. I'm like, this is stupid. You're both.
Well, it got to a point when I was in my 20s. Everybody I was around here in Texas would say things like, "You don't even sound like you're from here," and then I got the opportunity to go to Chicago, and they knew the minute I walked off the plane where I was from.
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
Yeah.
And Mike B actually is right. Fat is like eating fat is good.
Yeah. Eat that fat on that steak. It's the best food you will ever have for your body.
Yeah, steak. And Snow the Poopers looks like Ironcaster has a picture of you, or I don't know. I don't want to say is that seal?
Shit.
It's a seal.
A little baby seal. I figured. Hey, why don't we we'll trick them in with a baby seal.
There you go. So watch out, Snow the Pooper. I first thought it was you, but no, it's a seal.
Is it just maybe they look like sad puppies?
Yeah, that's like a sad
they
puppy.
always do.
That's why people love them, I guess.
Yeah.
Mike Beat says,
the same way people like those bats that have the face of a dog.
Yeah.
So shout out to Snow the Poopers. Here's, I don't know if this was dinner or lunch or whatever. The seal says, "Oh, sexy, get in my belly."
Get in my belly.
Yeah, that's Snow the Pooper snack. Yeah, it is. So
they're vicious, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Oh, they are. Do not underestimate something just because it looks cute. Trust me, you will live to regret it.
It says Glenzer says baby seals look sad because they know someone's about to club them to death. Unfortunately, that's what those damn fucking PSAs always tell us.
You ever seen what a whale as like they sit there and take seals and fucking flip them in the air and shit like that?
Yeah. A seal's life is you're born and you run away from killer whales. That's it. That's all you do. You're born, you eat, and you run away from killer whales. That's your life.
Yeah. Robert says in Africa everything wants to kill you. Fimra,
I thought that was Australia.
Australia definitely is true. Australia's nuts.
Listen, that's it.
Hell yeah.
That's
in New York.
Kind of accurate.
Yeah.
Well, before the coof, I was wanting to move to Australia. I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah. I've been there. It's a beautiful fucking place.
Yeah, but their government went insane.
They did.
Yeah. Pretty much Australia, England, Canada, every country with a pretty much completely mainly British connection is pretty much going crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. I didn't really think of it like that, but yeah, you're right. Real quick, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with my other tab. It looks like I got a tip, and I'm just a tip. I'm trying out Stream Elements as a tipping platform instead of Stream. What are you? Stream Labs, and it looks like the Wake Down tipped $1. It just shrugs. I appreciate the tip, just a tip. But yeah,
just a tip.
And a few people are joining us. Navar. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Inuits with clubs and polar bears. Sucks to be a seal. Yeah. Seals have it hard. And since your dildo laughs in Eastern European, where freedom still reigns. Who would ever think Eastern Europe will be the pinnacle of freedom in 2021?
Based Romanians.
Yeah. I have a thing about everything in Australia trying to eat me. Are you in Australia, Wake Down? 9 of the most 10. Oh yeah, 9 of the 10 most venomous animals on Earth are in Australia. Yeesh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a safe place. Nowhere
Yeah.
safe.
But I really want to meet a really hot Australian chick. So
I did meet a really hot Australian chick.
What happened?
It was awesome. She was the most beautiful girl I ever met in my life. But I mean, I couldn't live in Australia, so it didn't work out. I wish I could, but it didn't.
Did you so I was about to say something fucked up too. Ooh,
Man, I'm not gonna say, just in case. But on the off chance, she's actually one of the few people that doesn't know she knows my secret identity, because I told her about this years ago. Because I would still be cool with her or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know if she ever searched her. If she ever like searched to see what my name is and then Googled it, there's a 9-0 chance she could be watching. So because of that 9-0 chance, and if you're asking, no comment.
The most beautiful woman I ever met in real life, was a Russian foreign exchange student I met in high school when I was a senior, and she's a supermodel now.
Wow.
Who knows? Maybe she was a spy for the KGB or something.
What was it was 91. So yeah, but she was just perfect. I mean, in every way, and she didn't know it. She hung out with all of us socially awkward kids.
From a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive was she?
Probably a 12.
Oh, then my God, she was a spy.
All right, then all right. And how about in your case, Vigilante?
I would go 10.
Yeah.
Damn.
She had like super long hair. She was half Indian.
And that's the thing is even to this day, she was a model for years. She never got super skinny. She was a normally sized woman, like 120, 130 pounds. But she worked out and she took care of herself. Wow. She was into sports and stuff. So I don't know why she hung out with all those socially awkward kids who play Dungeons and Dragons, but she did.
Maybe.
Well, actually, man, she probably felt safe, man.
Yeah. Maybe. Well, we were always trying to get with her. But
even still, man, she probably would rather kick it with y'all than have some fucking horn dog.
Yeah, she didn't like the jocks at all.
Yeah.
Look, in some European countries, the standards of beauty are very more different than most of the ones we understand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, out here, man, thick thighs, fat ass. I mean, shit, we, you know how it goes. But out there, they look at it, they look at stuff, different things in different ways. Some people, a lot of people out there, they're like more of a face dude. They're like faces more, and they're cool. They're cool with small, small tits, small ass, all that good stuff. And I mean, shit, out here, face is cool, but folks, dudes out here we want some boobies, we want some.
Well, I'm more of a leg and ass man. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm more of a hip, leg, thigh, ass guy myself. I'm
So long as they have boobs, I'm okay.
I could care I could care less about. I mean, you want proportion, but I'm a thick thigh, thick ass guy personally.
Oh, thick thighs and pretty eyes. There you go.
And then there's also this other thing. There's a spirituality to attractiveness too, because you'll know throughout your life there's been females or males that you're attracted to and you don't understand why.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens all the time. I'm like, she's not really that pretty. Why am I so attracted to her? So there's a spirituality to it as well.
And I hope we didn't lose the one girl that we scared her off because I saw the numbers drop. With me, eyes are important, not necessarily pretty, but you can read people through their eyes, right? Yeah. So like, there are girls that people will look at as hot. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I see those eyes. Good enough.
Yeah. So Vigilante, you be looking at him and be like, yo, I know you want to fuck. So you be like,
no. Like, okay, Amber Heard has never been hot to me because of her eyes. I can see the demon in her.
She has those calculating eyes. Like she's trying to figure something out over you.
Once I can see the demon in your eyes, you can never be hot to me. Like once I see it and it stares back, I'm like, oh God. You know what I mean?
It looks like a cat staring at a mouse.
Yeah, and some guys just, oh my God, look how hot she is. I'm like, nope, the demon is there. I'm just looking at it. He's waving at me, screaming and shit. I don't want it.
Well, and now that I'm older, I'm almost 50. I
50. Oh.
Well, I'll be 48 next month.
Oh
But-
man, hey, we got to celebrate that one, man.
Well,
Yeah.
more. I'm getting to the point where personality is more of an attractive feature than body. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm at that point.
Yeah,
too,
because
in
let's
my
be honest.
30s.
Yeah, let's be honest. She may be hot, but then what if you're one of those crazy ones?
Exactly, man.
Well,
Well, fade.
there's levels because
Everybody's-
I'm
but
about to say
listen.
something wrong.
Okay, I'll PC it up. I'll woke it up a little. Every human on Earth has a little bit of crazy in them. Everybody does, right? To varying extents and varying scales. Some people are batshit insane. Some people just have a normal whatever. But like, you can't.
Most people have some insane take somewhere.
Yes. Yeah. I guess I didn't scare off Morgan Holloway. I thought I might have. She said, "What does everyone think of the new Resident Evil giant chick?" I wasn't aware of a giant.
Oh yeah,
Resident
actually,
big lady-
everybody's trying to
lady-
smash her. Yeah, she look. They got this. I think she's like a vampire. She's like 9 feet tall, and
Yeah, she's a vampire.
yeah, and she's look. So basically, this is actually pretty cool for Resident Evil because fuck all the zombies and all that other shit. Now what they've done is they told the us, the fans and people that play the games that, hey, you know what? In this world of Resident Evil, there's more than just zombies. And actually, I've always wondered, is this it? But obviously, there's fucking vampires, and that's some cool shit. So now you get, your cast of Resident Evil, Jill Valentine or whoever else, Chris Redfield, and whatever. They're gonna go fight this chick, and then actually, dude, people have been going crazy. There's a chick. She's 7 feet tall, if I'm not mistaken, and she's a cosplayer. And she actually cosplayed. You can pull her up. The chick that cosplayed as her, she's fucking tall as shit. She's taller than me, man. I'm fucking 6'3", and there's a chick that cosplayed as her, and dude, that's just fucking ill as fuck, man. Someone that's that.
This
tall.
is why I don't get it. The guys on Twitter just hate this character. She's amazing.
Oh,
They say-
a lot of
they
people
dislike-
love her.
They
Dude,
dislike her
that
because
chick
they
has a
say her.
following. That
They
character
dislike
has
her
a
because they
following.
say her body and physical form is unrealistic. I know 3
Bullshit.
women that can
I know women that are
look
built like
exactly like her. I know
Brigitte
women that look
Nielsen.
exactly like her if
I
they
mean,
put
the
some
only
makeup
thing
on.
is, of course, they're not that tall, but it's about having somebody that has a body built like that. Yeah, man, there's women out there all day long that's built like that.
There
Is
is.
this the cosplayer?
How tall is she? Because this chick was tall. She's taller than me. So, because that was the whole thing.
6'9". She's
Yeah.
6'9". Jesus, yeah, she's a tall girl. She's pretty cute.
Look, she got the boy.
How tall
That's-
was Brigitte Nielsen?
Ooh, she's got to be like 6'4", 6'5".
I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
she
I'm
She
happy
was
that
super
Japan.
tall.
All right, and then
I'm
and
just
then
happy that
think about
Japan does not fall down to pressure. I'm just happy
just-
about that.
this thing. She's 6'9" and she put on heels. What the fuck we looking at now?
That's basically 7 feet.
It's not realistic, is it? Even though
I
there's a
think
real
the-
person
I think
doing it.
I think the character's supposed to be
man.
like 9 feet tall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I mean,
other
Look,
chick's about
dude,
9 feet
I
tall.
don't think most of the people on Twitter have ever seen a realistic woman that is not fat or constantly sitting on a chair or bitching about everything.
Yeah,
And at least her hair isn't blue.
yeah. So apparently, Bridget Nielsen is
Yeah.
6'1". That's what I saw on the internet. Maybe.
Yeah, that was one of the
Feel tall.
tallest people that 6'9".
Man.
6'9",
Yeah.
Tandra,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yo, she'll get it.
Yeah, she's a pretty lady.
Yeah,
Her hat's
that's
sweet,
a
yeah.
pretty young lady right there.
Yeah, she is.
It's such great costume design too. I mean, there's so many different elements that kind of draw your eye.
Yeah,
And-
that almost Victorian dress.
Yeah.
Almost. Not quite, but almost.
Actually, that looks like something that someone would have worn back in like the 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, the accuracy is very good on the Japanese. Look, Japan is kicking the U.S.'s ass in a lot of things.
Yeah.
Thank God. The best part is they don't fall to pressure when it comes to
Jesus,
Twitter
bro.
idiots because they know those people symbolize the whole fucking world.
Sentient dildo.
Yeah, since you did it, what made her a snitch? What happened? But yeah, Japan is leading the world in culture at this moment with anime, with how popular anime is, with how popular a lot of the properties, like you said, Resident Evil.
Because they're telling good stories, and we're not.
Wait, and you know what? And the thing is, they refuse to go woke.
Yeah,
they refuse.
Yeah, they're fighting against the culture, and I mean, it's to the point where the government is stepping in.
Exactly.
Like,
There's even a rumor
the
Japanese
I
create.
saw that.
There's even a rumor. Look, there's even a rumor that Japanese creators are working with the government to create a special law that will protect their creations from being altered or messed with by outside sources, specifically Western sources.
That's a good thing. I remember when I heard that, I was shocked because if you guys follow a lot of what's going on
in the meantime, our great president is injecting critical race theory into our schools.
Yeah,
but he wants to propose a law and fund specifically critical race theory.
While he uses the capital gains cats to do
Look,
it.
Biden's a fucking
Bitcoin.
He's a fucking idiot.
He's a puppet.
Yes. He is a puppet and an idiot and a invalid who's probably using a fucking brainwave thing. If they exist, he's using it. But back to Japan, because I do find it interesting that, like you said, the laws, like the government's going to be involved. Because I believe, who was it that bought Funimation in a bunch of different anime houses? Is it Sony? I want to say it was Sony.
Sony's been looking into buying some. And
okay.
I believe there was talk about like selling off Crunch, or Sony wanted to buy Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll, yeah.
Because
Sony,
and they couldn't because Funimation wasn't for sale or something.
Because it would potentially give them a monopoly on that whole industry.
Yeah. And Funimation is here in like 30 miles from where I live right now.
Oh,
their studio is. Yeah, I mean, like Laura Bailey, all those people that came out, they're all from Texas because they just hired local teenagers to do the voice acting, and those teenagers went on to do voice acting in WoW and all these
this
other
is the
games.
point I was trying to make that Robert said that Sony's been hugely woke. They're censor happy. I know with Funimation, a lot of the dubs have been apparently censored, and I remember I think Hero High and a lot of other places were covering how they were doing like woke dubs where they was written to say one thing, but then they translate it and then make it say something totally different than what it should have been translated as to make it woke. So it's interesting that
there was one thing about an anime character saying hello bitches and hoes and non-binary whatever the fuck, I don't care. When they do these things, it just drive us off.
Yeah, whenever you start talking like that, because normal people don't talk like that.
No.
Yeah. Even if they're in that community, they don't talk like that. Right? Yeah. So that's what throws people out. The minute I hear that shit, I'm turning it off.
Yeah. It's that, that element of wokeness. It's like you start hearing about it, you start hearing about something being woke, and then it drives people away. I mean, no one went to go see that last X-Men movie.
Well, I don't think anything was going to get anyone to see that one because I think the X-Men.
They knew the X-Men 3 did so shitty, and they used the same effing story. It's pretty much the same story. And it just, I'm like, did y'all not look back and see how badly that third X-Men movie did? Why would you rehash that story?
I think the X-Men,
because they have no creativity. I mean, why do they all look? I like that they're bringing stories from the comic books back to life, but would it be wrong if one of these cities tried, I don't know, create their own stories and not fuck up the old ones that were good?
I mean, I've got 63 original stories on my channel. Original.
Dude, I got the same shit.
Yeah, so I mean, they just don't want to pay for it.
I have a question, Story Man Jack. Would you ever think about making something for live action? Because you're a creative guy, and I ultimately think we will never get new things from Hollywood.
I have there's a abandoned orphanage in town, and it's been abandoned for like 60 years, something like that. And it looks like a big scary castle that's half crumbling. And I got permission from the city to go in there and film, but I can only film during the day. And I really want to film over there at night. And my idea is to just film running through and like I'm being chased and not show a character, and have a girl do a voiceover and dub it in, and then at the end, create something with various animation tools to be a monster and just have a short. I want to do that.
We can probably put this together with the whole community and with you
Dude,
doing that.
I've wrote about 3 seasons for a cartoon, adult animated cartoon. I really have no way to start. I got no animators. I got no voice actors. I got no shit.
Well, I mean, that's what I did. So I'm telling my stories, and if you go back and look at the first few stories I did, it's just me reading the story. I'm not doing voices or anything like that. And then I went and started putting music behind my stories. And then I went and bought a guitar, and I'm learning how to play the guitar so I can do my own music. Then I went and bought an art pad so I can do my own thumbnails and animations. So you can do it. It's just going to take a lot of time. That's why when, everybody's like, you need to get to 1,000, you need to get 1,000. I'm like, I'm not ready for that. I want to be a little bit better before I'm making money, or before it starts producing money, because right now I can say it's a hobby.
Yeah.
And I can deal with it. Like when I got my MRI results back last week and they saw what is possibly a tumor, I just I took off, and I didn't even get on social media at all for at least 3 days. And of course, my views went way down and all that shit. Yeah. But if I've got money coming in, I'm just because of how I was taught and raised, my work ethic wouldn't allow me to take that time off.
Yeah.
Like the past 3 years, if I go on vacation, I go on my days off. I don't ask for PTO. Because I feel like if I'm going to be working, I need to be working.
Yeah. Well, I would say, I hope you're all right as far as that tumor is concerned, firstly.
Well, my dad went back to the doctor's office with me when we got the results. And because I had every spring, I get migraines real bad. Spring is the really rainy season here. Like it's rained off and on almost every day for 2 weeks. And after the rain, if we get any sun at all, we get high mold and fungus counts in our pollen, and I get migraines. I get a sinus infection, and then it turns into a migraine, and I'm puking. I can't sleep, all that stuff. So it was worse than it had ever been. And my doctor just said, let's do an MRI just in case, because my blood doesn't have any cancer markers. Okay. But he spent an hour explaining that what we're seeing might be a shadow, because it's on like 3 of the slides, but not all of them.
Okay.
So Wednesday, I'm going in and getting another MRI, and I should find out Friday if it was a shadow or not. I'm praying that it's a shadow.
Yeah, prayers for you. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pray. Everyone prayers in the chat for Storyman Jack that this is,
yeah, he gave me. He thinks. I got my note. I was on a senior hayride when I was a freshman in high school, and somebody was throwing a beer to somebody else from the truck to the trailer, and I was drunk out of my mind and caught the beer can right square on the bridge of my nose. Oof. And almost frozen can of beer is really hard.
Ooh, yeah.
And it broke my nose, and I just never got it fixed. I just let it heal. So he thinks that's part of my problem, is that when I get a sinus infection, my septum is screwed up, so that could be causing the headaches. But
okay, we've been at this for 2 hours. Okay, Vigilante, I gotta jump out of it.
Okay, man. Do you want to promote your channel real quick?
Yeah, I'm Fenrir the Ice Wolf. You guys already know me. You know what I do. You know what I need so I can do more and actually do something technically in the future. Subscribe, share with friends, blah, blah, blah. You know how to find me, Vigilante. Put the link out there. So, yeah, peace to all of you. This was fun.
It's great to see you.
If you joined his Discord earlier, my bad, but I don't think anyone did. Here's his link in the chat. Please sub to Fenrir so we can actually do content. He has 74 subs.
Yeah.
But you've lost a sub. You've lost subs. So you need to do content so you can keep them.
Yes, yeah. Storyman Jack, it was a pleasure to meet you. Hope to talk with you in the future again.
Absolutely.
Fusion, good to see you, man. Ironcaster, fun as always. Vigilante, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
We got to
Mike
sit
Geek
down and do
says,
that D&D talk.
stay moist. Stay moist.
Yeah, peace, guys.
Peace. And prayers, Morgan Holloway with prayer hands. Prayers for you because I hope everything is cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's just you start thinking about, what you've done. I mean, I had 2 uncles that died in the past 2 years from cancer, so it's a scary thing. But I'm pretty much thinking if I hadn't had the migraine, I wouldn't even know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna see what happens. But the doctor kind of emphasized that it's probably a shadow. He didn't want to come out and say it in case he's wrong, but he pretty much thinks it's a shadow.
Okay. And I guess Wake Down just subs. So we have 75 subs. So please sub to my man Fenrir. And everyone pray for Storyman Jack that the doctors after the second opinion is right as far as it being a shadow. Just a comment, a personal comment I just had to get to because what was it? Inhale deep like the words in my breath. Never sleep because sleep is the cousin of death. Shout out to Nas and shout out to Cinch and Dildo because that's what I think of when I see this line.
I get some of my best story ideas when I wake up.
Really?
From what I was dreaming. Yeah. I do. I always fall asleep listening to an audiobook, and I wake up, I've got some good story ideas, some not so good, but it's a well.
I think there's something about creativity because we were talking about drugs earlier, or like I've written stuff when I'm really sleepy. There's something about the lack of inhibition that aids creativity where you're less judgment. Like you have to be at a state where you're not so critical of yourself. Like the critiquing has to come after the creativity. You have to be like, okay, whatever. At least for me personally, I know.
Yeah. So what happens? Like, there's a really, I don't know if it's famous, but it was the funniest video I ever saw. Was two guys were sitting around high, and they were on YouTube, and they were just talking. And one guy goes, "Hey, if you cut off your arm, would it hurt?" And the other guy's like, "Of course it would hurt." He goes, "But your arm's not there anymore. How would it hurt?" And it's that stupid kind of thinking where you're able to ask questions that are nonsensical.
Yeah.
That provides your subconscious the ability to come out and say, "Hey, wait, what about this idea? What about that? What about this?" So I think it's an illusion. The drugs just provide you an avenue for you to open your mind and think. And you've got that excuse.
Yeah, maybe. But I know that you said something about like when you're just waking up. I've heard of people writing stories either right when they're just waking up or right when they're tired and going to sleep. And I've had experiences like right when I wake up and it's like, oh man, I have a whole like something in my head. Well, I've had a whole story in my head after I woke up. I never wrote it down.
At those points in time when you first wake up and when you're really sleepy, your subconscious has more control than it normally does. And that's where creativity comes from, is our subconscious. It's our brain. When we're inactive, our brain goes through and processes every little minute detail that we encountered that day. And some epiphanies tend to occur during that time. That's why lucid dreams are a thing. It's your brain trying to process what you interacted with that day. I had like a whole 2 years on that in psychology in college. I thought it was really, really interesting.
Lucid dreams kind of scare me because it's a freaky thing. I try to wake up from them immediately. I know a lot of people like them, but my whole thing is that I don't.
My problem with lucid dreams is my lucid dreams typically tend to be of the horror genre.
My lucid dreams get like I have to wake myself up before it becomes a horror dream.
Well, and I think that's part of my personality because I love getting scared. And there's not too many movies and shit that do that.
Scared.
So basically, if you fall off a building, you got to wake your ass up before your ass hits the fucking ground.
Yeah,
Yes. I'm like, oh my God, I'm falling. Please wake up.
Well, mine are more like, so my dad has like a he's got really, really curly hair. Like, I mean, he looks like he's got a fro when he lets it grow out. And I remember the worst dream I ever had was I was just in the back of the car and all I could see was the back of his head. And for some reason we were running away from werewolves. Oh, wow. And he turns around, and because I could only see, you know, his brown fro from behind, he turns around and he's a werewolf. And that's when I woke up screaming. Dad said he'd never seen anybody he said it was like out of a movie. He had never seen somebody had a nightmare like that. And I was like 10 years old. I think I watched Silver Bullet that day or something.
Oh no!
Oh, Stephen King still,
yeah.
Real quick, I gotta say, peace to Liger Fan. He had to leave, so shout out to Liger Fan. I appreciate you being here,
Liger Fan is awesome.
Yeah,
take care, buddy.
Yeah, take it easy, man.
Yeah. Mike B says he loves lucid dreams mainly because he can control the whole environment and dream. I honestly I try to get out of dreams once I know they're dreams. Like I just got to get out of here.
You know, actually, I've done that before, man. That's like the weirdest shit that when you know subconsciously you're somewhere and it seems as real as fuck as where you're at right now, and you know that you're not there or you're hanging with someone that's gone. Or something different, and it's the fact that you know that you're talking to someone that's dead, but you know it consciously, but it's like the whole dream is going.
It's like just outside of your thought range, you know it's not real,
right?
But everything tells you it's real,
right? And it's like you're going through it all, and you know you guys are sitting down, you're having drinks, you're talking, and you know that this person's not there, or what you're going through is not real, and the fact that it's like it's this world in your own head that's opening up, and you know that you're not awake for the shit to be happening in your sleep, but it's like subconsciously you're in control of the shit, man. It only happened to me maybe a handful of times, man, in my life that because like a nightmare or a dream, either I'm fucking and I'm having a good time, or I'm getting chased by a monster and I'm trying to get the fuck out of there. I don't know. It's weird shit, man. But it's only been very seldom times that I've been in a dream and I was able to control it and know that, hey, this is not real, but I know I'm in a state, and it's like I'm in the middle of it and I can't explain it, but I know that I don't know, man. It's hard to explain, man.
I've had a lot of shit.
That's why I keep a dream journal next to my bed for that reason. Because Circles Riven, which is the novel I'm putting out episodically. I'll have a new one out tomorrow or tonight. Oh, cool. And that was a lucid dream back 25 years ago. And I wrote it and finished it. And, I have 20 complete chapters, completely complete. I mean, edited 2 or 3 times. And I'm just basically going and cleaning up a few issues and then recording them and putting them out. But I wouldn't have even had that if I hadn't had my dream journal. And it's that story caused me to stop writing for 10 years because my wife read it and told me it was junk and I needed to find something else to do with my life.
Yeah.
And then I put out the first chapter, and a famous author contacted me and DM'd me and told me to keep going.
Yeah, you've told us. It's a great story. Apparently, that's the ex-wife, correct?
The first one. Well, apparently you need a new wife, or at least just. I only have 3 ex-wives.
Oof, that's 3 more than I would want.
I'm a romantic. I can't help it.
As far as dreams go, I've had some very weird experiences with dreams. One, I have had night terrors in my life, which are the only ones I've woken up from. I can't. It's weird. I just have that feeling that something's. I never saw anything, but apparently you see things. I was screamed at family when I had them. It's really weird. Woken up screaming. Another thing that's happened as far as the lucid well, not lucid dreams. I've had those, and I always try to wake them up, like because they just freak me out. But I've had dreams. I'll never forget this dream I had when I was a kid, and a bunch of weird stuff happened, and there were people like from my life. It was one guy that I knew. He was trying to get in my house with a chainsaw, and then it ends where there's like some weird thing where I'm. It's the freakiest thing. Where the dream ends, I have a view into the room that I'm actually sleeping in. It looks exactly like the room, and then I sit up, and I see myself sit up as an outer body thing. When I wake up, I'm
out of body experience, right?
I'm wake up and I'm sitting like that. So it was like I'm outside of my body. I watch my body move, and then I wake up in the exact position that I just saw myself in. It freaked me out to this day. And I've also had Inception shit happen where you wake up and you think you're in real life and everything looks like real life and you're still in a dream. And that freaks me out too.
Yeah, I've done that before. And when I was a kid, a couple of times I woke up thinking I was late for school and panicking, and then wake up a second time and it's 2 hours before I'm supposed to get up. Shit like that,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have a story. One of the first stories I uploaded on my channel called Night Terror, and it was written on the idea that, have you ever been outside alone at night and you just get a creepy feeling like you're being watched or something bad's out there? Well, the premise is that when you get that feeling, it's because it's your animal brain telling you there is something fucking out there. And so it's a really short flash fiction. I think it's like 10 minutes, if that, of a girl sitting in her backyard at a fire pit, just smoking a cigarette, and then she starts feeling creepy, and she sees a face in the trees, and she's terrified and frozen with fear. And basically toward the end, she finally gets a hold of herself and is able to jump up and run. And just as she reaches the door, she realizes that she's being stupid. And as she twists the knob, something grabs her from behind. And that's how it ends. But that's the whole premise, that our brains know things that we are not aware, that there is so much our brains can do that scientists don't even have any clue, haven't even scratched the surface of what our brains are capable of. Yeah. Like the out of body experience thing, like the sensing danger thing, all that stuff. There's so much that is baked into our subconscious just from adaptation and evolution that we just don't understand. That may even seem either magical or supernatural in nature.
Yeah, you know what? I'm looking for something now, because there was this thing, and I want to say it was through the wormhole with Morgan Freeman as I look it up. But there's this.
That's a very good program. It
is really good. And I don't know if that's where I saw it, but there was this thing where there were these two people in the same building, but they were like far apart. And they showed one, they had like them on the same magnetic frequency. They showed one something and then the other reacted to it. It was really freaky.
Yeah.
I'm trying to now look for that.
They do those tests with twins a lot.
Yeah.
Especially identical twins.
I don't even know how to Google it.
But yeah, I mean, the thing is that, so I have a belief as a storyteller. I tell people I'm a writer, but really I'm just a storyteller. And the thing is that when you're telling a story, when you're trying to create things, I believe that there is an omniverse, that creative people see into different dimensions, because string theory says that anything you can imagine is a reality somewhere in the omniverse. So my theory is that great writers like George R.R. Martin, they see into this other world so clearly that they can transcribe it. And when somebody else tries to take it and do something with it, they don't see that vision and they can't get it right. So the more creative you are, the more you're seeing into those other realms, so to speak. but that goes to dreaming as well, because there's a big theory that when you dream, you're looking into other places that are real, but just not part of this reality.
I've had dreams that felt like I was in an alternate universe that could be very real. Like they felt like it was a real universe.
Well, I think honestly, those chicks in Ghostbusters 2016 crossed the streams and sent us in a different dimension, because that's when all this shit started.
There was something weird about that. There's a few years, like a lot of people think that CERN did something in 2012 or 2013 and put us in a different universe. Man, there's something about 2016 that made the world go freaky.
Yeah. And it wasn't just Trump.
Yeah, it wasn't just him.
It was a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to look up this damn thing. I'm getting ready to. I feel like we've gone about 2.5 hours, so I do want to start to think about closing. I want to find this damn thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take my son over to his brother's here in a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
I got to get that kid to learn how to drive. He's got a truck. He just doesn't know how to drive. My dad bought him a truck for graduation, and he still hasn't learned how to drive.
Well, I don't think I'll be able to find it. It's a weird thing. I think the episode is season 2, episode 5. Is there a sixth sense? They do a study, and I cannot remember the specifics of it. But they put like almost a cerebral looking thing. Like they put like little different nodules and things, but it almost feels like cerebral because they put something on one person's head. They're in a totally different room in one part of the building, but they're on the same magnetic frequency as another person, and they're showing one person the thing, and the other person can see it, and it's really freaky how it works.
I actually watched in college my psych class. We actually watched one of them doing a study like that with twins, with the ink blot test.
Mm-hmm.
And what they would do is they'd show one twin the ink blot, and then they would ask the other twin they would have a bell, so that when the image popped up for the one twin, the bell would go off for the other twin in another room, and he would have to say the first thing that came into his mind. And it was kind of freaky. I mean, at one point he said dragon, and you looked at the ink blot and you saw a dragon.
That's crazy. There's something. Well, you talk about twins. That's a whole nother can of worms. There's something about twins having a connection that's just not natural. Otherwise. Oh, the Wakedown says CERN in 2011 admitted to overloading the LHC. There's something with that damn thing, man. And I think they know what they're doing. They act like they don't. But you can't. The speed of light is not just like a thing you just get close. You don't just. One simply doesn't make objects go the speed of light or near the speed of light without there being consequences, right? Like there's no way. And when you have something that's that big and that can generate the magnetic field that can, and we really don't know, because magneticism and electromagnetism is something that's thought to mess with those different universes potentially. We have no idea what they did.
They have no idea what they're doing.
That's just.
I mean, it's basic physics. There's always a consequence. There's always a reaction to your action.
Yes, you can't just do that with no consequence. I think they know of a little bit of, like they know that potential exists. They just don't care, or that is the point. And they have some real nefarious things. Who knows? Who knows?
Well,
I mean, it could be a time machine. I think that's potentially true as well.
The other thing is that you've got to realize that the rate of our growth in technology, with that rate of growth, there is military stuff that our government and other governments have that would blow our minds.
Yeah.
It would truly blow our minds. I mean, when they released, when they showed the stealth fighter, it blew everybody's minds because it was 20 years more advanced than what people thought was capable.
Yeah. And
can you imagine now? That was what, 30 years ago?
Man, the stuff they have now, it's hard to think about. And yes, CERN does keep a Shiva the Destroyer god outside the headquarters, and they've had really weird presentations. If you've ever seen some of their, like, they have some like some really demonic looking like festival stuff that's happened at CERN.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. Let me see if I can.
That doesn't give me any confidence in the scientific community.
No. Let me see if I can pull that up to end the
Well,
show on something dark.
Part of the basic problem with science today is that science was actually created in order for us to understand how God, whoever you think that may be, created the universe.
Mhm.
And it has become us proving that God doesn't exist.
Yeah. Instead of like, there could be a middle ground.
Yeah.
Totally ignore it.
To where it's almost become a religion of its own. Don't question the science.
Well, it's like I
Yeah.
had a conversation with my stepson, my first wife's son, and where I'm taking my kid tonight. He was like, yeah, but blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, look, you've got to understand that your perception of what you think God is shaped by your environment. That's why different societies have different deities. I think they're all the same thing. It's just our environment. I mean, the Muslim faith, they live in a very harsh environment, right? So their religion is harsh. So I think we all worship the same being. We just view him differently because of our environments.
That potential, I've wondered about that because there's a lot of similarities. I wonder why there's so many. Oh, sheesh.
Well, the three big ones, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam are all the same, from the same predicate.
Yeah, Abrahamic faith.
Yeah, it all came from the same place. And then you go and look at Buddhism and Christianity. If you take Christ out of Christianity and just go with what he taught, he was teaching Buddhism.
I also know, but there's other things like the Epic of Gilgamesh and the biblical flood, and there's other cultures with things with a flood in it.
And there's physical proof of the flood.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. Like there was some flooding event, and it's potential that all these different cultures gave their own account of it. Like there's certain things that seem to overlap with things. There's similarities between African gods and the Greek gods and Roman gods. Like, why is that the case? How did that happen?
Oh, even the gods of Norse gods have
Norse gods. Yeah, they have similarities. There's like there's
always a lightning god. There's always
all religions have a global flood story. Yeah. Upwards of 12 different cultures wrote a story on the flood. Yeah.
If you there was an interview with a guy on Joe Rogan, and he talked about this. They actually did studies. If you go really high in the air and look down at the plains in Montana, it looks like a beach where the water has rippled. But the ripples are like 15 feet high, which means the water had to be 1,000 feet high.
Jeez.
But they're like, it's obviously that's what it is. There was 1,000-foot flood across the United States. And if there was a civilization here, it would have wiped it completely away without a trace.
Yeah, I think that's where we get to the what's the guy who thinks that we've already had advanced technology before, like advanced ancient alien stuff?
I think it's the same guy.
Yeah. I really do believe we had advanced technologies. There's even people who think that the Bible is an account of like the society before the flood was way more advanced than we think of it. Like they had technology. Like if you think there's theories of people who think.
Well, they think it was anywhere from Victorian to just post-industrial.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys ever heard of Baghdad battery. Shows that they may have some knowledge of electricity back then. There's lots of stuff, but I want to show this.
The Ark of the Covenant is a capacitor. The way it's described of being built, that's how you build a capacitor.
Yeah. This is the CERN statue thing. I want to. There's an Indian. This is an Indian account, so I don't know if the English. Yeah, so it's not going to be English, but you can just see what happens. This is the CERN statue, and there's some really freaky shit happening, and everything, of course, is. I can't find an English account of this on YouTube anymore.
Wow, that's kind of scary that they have the idol in front of this. Dangerous, crazy experiment.
Yeah, and that they're doing stuff to the idol.
Wait a minute. What's that? The square highlighting. What's that?
This is something I think it's being.
You see how they got the squares?
White.
What is that? Yeah. What is that shit? What's going on?
Are they doing a ritual?
This is a
Yeah, that's
ritual
what I was
sacrifice.
wondering. What
This
the
is a
fuck?
ritual. They're mock sacrificing what's in the white. It looks like. This report is an Indian platform or Indian company reporting this. I can't find the English that quick. I'm sure if I did some digging, but this is all I can find real quick. But yeah, there's something freaky going on here.
Right.
Man, I just got a story idea.
There you go. Hey, we're bringing creativity, but yeah, this is freaky.
That would make a really cool movie if anybody had ever let it out.
Yeah.
The demon worshippers take over CERN. That would be cool.
Yeah. Robert's
They're
always
trying to
down
open
for
a
that.
gate into hell or something.
You know
Maybe
this?
an intro to Doom.
There's a conspiracy theory on the internet that's what they did. I don't work for CERN. I have no idea how true that is.
I mean, it's probably fantasy, but it'd make a damn good story.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. Yeah, she's the sacrifice.
Oh shit! I'm looking at just another red shirt. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh Jesus! Well, he was reacting to Snort of Poop is.
Yeah, I know. It was just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, anytime they say it's science, I'm like, science is all theory, dude.
Yeah, there's a
It's
reason
not
it's called
proven.
practice medicine.
Yeah, we haven't proven much of anything.
Wow.
Because for it to be proven in science, it has to be completely and absolutely proven.
Yeah, there's a reason. Even the Big Bang is still theory. A lot of things are still theories for a reason. They haven't met the standard of scientific proof to become a law. Gravity's a law for a reason because it's consistent across the board.
Yeah,
shit, you know, they talking how they see that black hole, sitting outside and outside of the, look what it looks like the far reaches of the galaxy. Like there's a black hole at the end of that motherfucker, man.
Yeah, I have seen that, heard that.
Yeah, I was like, and they've been talking about that shit lately, like in the last 3-4 weeks.
Yeah,
and I'm like, damn, yeah. I mean, we talk about gravity and talk about a bunch of other shit. It's like I'm thinking, like, damn, there's a lot of stuff with that, and a lot of things that at times contradict the laws of gravity. Especially when you see shit like aliens and the shit that a spaceship can do. And that's another thing too. Not to be on some old other shit.
It's not other. They've confirmed it.
No, but see, that's the thing. It's like when you have the government that's been denying anything alien existent, shit, ever since the beginning, and all of a sudden, just last year, they're like, "Hey, guess what, guys? We got aliens, and that shit's real." And blah blah blah. And dude, they're sitting there and they're debriefing people in the government. I mean, dude, I mean, what just happened? What flipped in the last few years? I'm talking about like in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
where the government denied everything, and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, it's real."
Yeah, Pentagon has just confirmed. This is CNN, which not even the most trustworthy news, but it is mainstream. It's the most mainstream news can get. Pentagon confirms UFO video is real, taken by Navy pilot. And these pyramids, I think a lot of people, if you haven't seen it, we'll just show that real quick. You don't need the shitty music, CNN. This is not Jesus. I'm not.
I mean, you can hit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like sounding like we just got caught in fucking Metal Gear Solid. Shut up, CNN. But yeah, these pyramids. Look at these fucking things. What the fuck is that? Maybe those pyramids are fucking ships.
Well, a lot of people think that this could be our government testing something.
Could be
on themselves.
But man, I mean, I've always been a believer that if we can be what the human race is, to come up to create shit to the point where like we could make planes and video games and we could talk to each other. One person will be here and we could fucking jump on a video chat, talk to some motherfucking Africa. I mean, dude, the shit that we've grown into, from our existence, what makes you think something else somewhere out there hasn't done the same or hasn't done it bigger and better than what we've had? And what would make anybody think that we're the only one in existence that is this way.
Well, you got to think that the number of solar systems in our galaxy is a number so large we can't even conceive.
Yeah. Just this is our galaxy. There's so many different galaxies. There's a countless number of galaxies with a countless number of different closest to their nearest star. And they used to have this Goldilocks zone theory that said, okay, for Earth is oh Lord, we don't need to see everything CNN, so we can cut this. But Earth is a specific distance away from our sun,
Right.
and that in theory is why we have life. But they know in different parts of, I think it's Europa is the moon of, I want to say Jupiter. Don't quote me on that.
Right.
And they think life could be there because of different factors, because of Jupiter's gravity and other things that could still create a sustainable life. So now they're learning that not only could you create a sustainable life in an area like this, the Earth, where it's kind of this close, perfect proximity to the sun, but other areas may be able to sustain life too. And that's also another thing about, if you talk about God or whatever God is, like there seems to be something in science that's trying to create life, no matter what. Just the fact that dark matter and dark energy would form planets close enough to the sun or close enough to whatever bodies to create the energy that would sustain water, that then sustains carbon, that then sustains life and goes through whatever process. It's like just that happens means there's some sort of system to it all at bare minimum. If there isn't a creator, there's something to want life to happen.
It's funny you say that. It had to be like in the last month or two that scientists brought back some kind of animal that's been gone for a good amount of time, and they just they took some of the I can't tell you if it was the genes or whatever, and they mixed it in with another animal, recreated the animal, and brought it back to life. And it's been an animal that's been extinct.
Oh wow, yeah.
For dude, and that's the thing they're saying, man. If they can do it with animals that have been extinct for the last 100 years or so, then they can actually do it with dinosaurs, dude. Especially when they're finding like woolly mammoths that are damn near whole, and they can take DNA, mix that shit with an elephant, and what happens at that point when we start getting elephants with hair, and then what?
I can only shudder to think where they are technologically. This is if they're letting us know they can clone Blackfoot ferrets, which apparently I don't know if this is the specific animal, but this is a endangered animal that I guess died over 30 years ago that they've bought back in the past year.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but they've done it, man. They bringing back some shit in the last year or two that's been gone for a minute, and it's like
it says it's 30 years,
right? That might be it.
So yeah, this literally says Jurassic Park is plausible. That's what this is saying. Yeah, welcome to Jurassic Park. Morgan Holloway.
And it's funny. Elon Musk just the other day said that he could recreate Jurassic Park if he wanted to.
He can.
Said it. Like you could look it up. You could look up Elon Musk and see that he has said it within the last 7 days of what he can do to recreate a Jurassic Park in probably in a decade.
Yeah,
look it up, man. Like you, dude. It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that. It just came out of his mouth.
Yeah, we could go on and on with the exozone, but we're at close to 3 hours. I know Ironcast has to leave. I know.
I gotta take my kid somewhere.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start to wrap up. I'll start with Ironcaster since he had to leave. Go with Storyman Jack, and then 2-4, and then we'll wrap up. So real quick, Ironcaster, go ahead and promote your channel. I will.
Hey there, everyone! It's Ironcaster, and hey guys, it's been a lot of fun. I'm always glad to be here. VDub, anytime you want me back, I will gladly come.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh shit.
So I'm Ironcaster. I like talking about robots, big bots, little bots, mini cons, iron suits, Iron Man, Ultraman, what have you, all that good fun stuff. I'm gonna. Here about 2 weeks, I intend to start. Or this past week, I did a Transformers Tuesday stream for about an hour. That was pretty fun. Going forward, I want to do Mecha Mondays. I want to do a Monday evening stream. I want to talk about just what's happening. Is there something going on with Iron Man? Is there something going on with Gundam? What have you? all that good fun stuff.
Real quick, Ironcaster, show us your Decepticon.
Which one? I've got like 4.
Oh God, my head. I have
my big green sun.
Yeah, that one.
Hey,
see if I can't change that color a little bit.
Hey, you got a Unicron? Oh shit, yeah. That's
Oh no, I was tempted. Wow, he really looks yellow, and I think it's my. That's better.
Oh, Devastator.
That's really good.
Awesome.
Of course, we had to give him a ring.
Oh man, it's fucking awesome, man.
Right.
I hate the way they fucking butchered him in the movie, man. That was just fucking. I don't even know what the fuck that was.
We really didn't need to see him.
That was Michael Bay.
Scrotum.
Oh yeah, Michael Bay. Come on, man.
Michael Bay.
You know what though? I miss Michael Bay.
I am a fan of a lot of the modern engineering in these toys and some of the stuff they've been doing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
No. Actually, that's one of the first Transformers. That's the camera where it separates into 3 different Transformers. And
I am back, and my Cybertronian senses were tingling. Well, I'm here.
Transformers were the coolest thing when they came out.
Dude,
I love them.
Actually, Doc, a lot of people slept on that one, man. Dude,
I didn't see.
Who's echoing?
Doc,
I'm not sure.
We
are
awesome,
actually,
bro.
Cass, you actually are coming at the worst possible time. We're actually ending soon. We're going 3 hours.
Dude, I'm sorry. I just found time. I saw your message now.
Yeah, hey, no worries, man. It's cool. I know you're a super busy guy as well. Mando Merc, the creator of this logo, and obviously Cast in the Shadows, which I know those usually do it like around 9.
No, so after so for those who don't know, I'm Jewish. I celebrate Pesach, and after Pesach, I go to 9. I do it to 10:15 instead. So
okay,
I do it in an hour.
Oh, okay. So there's
pretty much it's like halfway into April, I switch over from 9 to 10.
Okay. Well,
it's actually my birthday today, so I'm going to be doing.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday,
man!
Happy birthday, Cass.
May you have many, many more.
Yeah, you have 100 more if you want them. I don't know how many you want, but as many as you desire, because it's cool. Happy birthday, bro.
Hey, well, I mean, I look. I know Storyman Jack got to go, but if Mondo Merc just showed up, I mean, I'm sitting here chilling, man. So if you want to keep going, it's up to you, man.
Man, I was ready to go. I'm not gonna lie.
I
go, but about 3 hours. I hate to do that. Because honestly, another thing is I hate because I don't know how many. This is I called it the season finale. I'm actually going to be on hiatus. I'm not going to do these every week like I've been doing them. I want more time for the channel. I want to like do more videos, more like reviews of stuff because I'm sick of just saying, "Oh, this stuff is new and it's woke and it sucks." I'm like, okay, well, what else are we going to watch? So we talk about the old stuff. You know what? I can, Storyman Jack. If you want to bounce out, I will stay a little bit longer just to.
I got to take the kids. So, but yeah,
okay. You know,
hey man, Storyman Jack, you're awesome, man. Hey, I hope one of these days, we can hook up, man, and stream together, do something, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I love that, man.
Yeah, so if you guys want to check out my channel, it's Storyman-Jack at YouTube. It's mostly original fiction of all genres. I do a few movie8 and then we're doing a new thing. I've done 4 episodes. We're doing a Monday writing stream at 8 o'clock every Monday night Central Time, where the chat and the guests write the story. And it was very, very successful. We got one completed story, and we're going to start a new one this Monday.
That's really cool. As I put the link in the chat. So check out Storyman Jack for that. We will go a little bit longer since Mando Merc came in late. We'll go a little longer, get some of his thoughts, some of the crazy stuff we've been talking about. So we will go a little bit longer. I guess we're getting a lot of echo. Somebody's speakers are on with the open mic. I'm not sure if that's what's going on. But check out Storyman Jack's channel. He has 322 subs. As of now, it looks like there are 8 or so people watching, maybe 7. All of you subbed, he'd be at 330 or around 330. So please give my man, Storyman Jack, a sub if you haven't.
And I also have a creative writing series on there that shows you my method for writing, which is very easy to do. So check that out. We need more creatives.
Yes, we do. So yeah, please sub to Storyman Jack.
Thank you guys very much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for showing up.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Good night.
Hey, good night, man. Take it easy. Be safe.
All right. So we have it says open panel to join. Oh boy. This not you know what? This is the season finale. So I guess I'm going to do something crazy before I do what I'm going to do, which is crazy. Is toss the link in the chat. I don't know how I'm going. Mando, I wanted to get your thoughts on did you see Mortal Kombat?
Idea, but go ahead.
Well, you showed up. Did you see Mortal Kombat?
I actually haven't yet.
Okay,
I won't be able to for probably till tomorrow.
Okay, all right. Then you know what? Then I won't get your thoughts on that. Did you pay attention to Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I just came when I came on was when I didn't get to my computer until just 2 minutes ago, and I saw your message.
Oh, okay. But is that show that you watch, Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Did you ever watch that show? I didn't, but I didn't know.
Which show?
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I've seen. I saw the clip where he's in where Falcon in the Captain America suit.
Mm-hmm.
It looks good. My problem is I like Falcon as Falcon, like his own character. I don't like that he has to piggyback off Steve and become Captain America. You know, I feel like it's that backwards. No. But I from what I've heard, because I haven't watched the show, I've only seen bits and pieces here and there. I've heard that it's actually better done than Disney comics. So. But personally, I prefer it when Bucky becomes Cap because he has a motivation to become Cap, and he has that redemption arc as
yeah.
The chat saying they don't understand what's going on. The echo's so bad that is can't nobody understand.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, the echo is killing me.
I didn't hear the echo. I think
I hear it.
I don't. So let me try to do the thing where I remove people and see. So okay, let everybody. I'm so sorry that the echo is ending. This is of course. Is anyone still hear the echo now that everyone's gone? Because I personally don't hear it. The wake down says it could be a matter of having 2 audio sources active in Streamlabs. I don't know because I'm not using Streamlabs. I'm using StreamYard. So what is it? Do you guys still hear an echo now? Echo is gone. Okay, so if the echo is gone, I'm just gonna add 2-4 and let everyone say, is the echo still you good? But with 24/7, do we still have an echo?
Hey, what's up with your boy? Yeah.
Okay, so everyone's saying still fixed. Good. So real quick.
Oh, it's gone. All right.
I guess it's gone. So I'm about to add Mando Merc and see if it's still there. So do you hear echo? Is the echo now back?
Yep.
Yeah, I hear myself. I hear.
Okay. So apparently echo the second I bought. Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah. So I guess.
I don't hear. I hear it a little bit. It's kind of timed with me. So. But like I say, I'm really bummed I missed the Transformers discussion. I love Transformers.
Well, it really wasn't a discussion. You should probably check out Ironcaster's channel. And yeah, everyone's now complaining about the echo. Not both are both are echoing. The echo didn't go away when they came back, says just another issue. So oh Lord. I don't know what to do because I don't know why this is happening. So yeah, this is the Robots in the Skies. Try looking for it in the chat. Yeah, I'm looking for it. That's the thing. There's a delay from us talking to you guys hearing it on top of it. So okay. I do not really know what to do as far as handling this because all I could do is make people leave and have them come back. maybe. So if both are echoing, okay, I'm just gonna add Mando. Do you hear the echo again?
Testing. Hear it a little bit.
CIA.
But it's not before.
The feds. Okay, I'll give it a couple minutes to see what the chat says. How's Mando Merc sounding now? And echo back. Jesus Christ. Echo. Yep, echo. Okay, man. I don't know what to do with the echo, so I think maybe unfortunately, I do need to end the stream because if the echo.
Yeah, while you end the stream, you can figure it out like some other time. We shouldn't on the spot and all that.
Yeah, I apologize. I can't really think of what to do real quick. So that sucks. So real quick, I guess I can let me. I still like no, the echo's gone. If the echoes is gone,
the echo, at least for me, it's timed very well with.
Yeah, actually, Mando's echo's
my
gone.
voice. Okay. Oh, it's gone. Oh yeah,
I can't hear it.
Cool, because I can never hear it. Yes,
I've heard it ever since he's come in. It's been going ever since, but now he's talking and he sounds clear. None of us are echoing, man. Like
everything is solid.
Yeah, we good.
All right, yeah, I always use headphones to do Bomb Turkey, except for one day where it was something weird. So now there's no echoing. Well, everything's good. So okay, we will continue on.
There you go.
Yeah, that's weird as hell. Now it's gone. I don't know what that was. There's always technical issues. I'm not sure. Sometimes it's a connection thing. Sometimes it's a StreamYard thing. Sometimes it's a YouTube thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's always something going on. Real quick. How are you on Exozone stuff, Mando?
Exozone?
Yeah, just like kind of weird type stuff. We were talking about CERN earlier. If we're going into weird conspiracy stuff, I have my own conspiracy theory about. I call it behavioral modification. It's pretty much where all these industries are kind of manipulating your behavior and your more so also pretty much how you treat their product by giving you, say, an example would be, they give you crap and crap and crap. They know it's crap. You know it's crap. And then all of a sudden they give you something that would normally have been considered mediocre or meh at best. But because compared to the crap, it's the best thing ever. And therefore they're resetting the quality bar with that. And that way they can reset the quality bar to as low as they want. And then they can... Video game industry is very does it a lot. They remove features from a game, then they'll add it back in and say it's innovation when it's not. It was in a game 10 years ago, but for the last 10 years it wasn't in games, and then they put it back in. And that's definitely I agree with Wait. That's not a conspiracy. That's a fact. That's every industry has done something like that.
Oh, I'm just saying that just off the top of my head, I was saying like the gaming industry does it a lot too. But yeah, every industry does it. It's not just exclusive to that.
So we were going a little weirder and creepier with our Exozone stuff. We were talking about CERN and the weird ritual they had at CERN. And shout out to, I think the Wake Down sent me this on Twitter. This, I kind of don't feel like going through the whole thing. I just want to see this stuff. So this is happening outside of CERN.
I'll show you that part of the video right now so you can judge how authentic you think it is.
Weird ritual.
Of course, the camera starts shaking right as
Super Blair Witch, but he comes back. Oh, come on, guy.
Nah, is he pulling back because he's hiding, or something's wrong with his camera?
Who knows?
A lot of attention, especially from conspiracy theorists.
That's the thing. It makes it all freaky.
Stranger Than Fiction News provided some more insight into the video.
What is it with all this type of footage, UFOs and everything, where it's always fuzzy or the camera's shaking? Like, for God's sakes, keep it together, whoever's filming.
Yeah. Okay, Robert. I don't know how long we're going to go. I am like, dead to the world, but for the people, automatic for the people. I'm going to just toss this in the chat. So if a few people want to go on with like 10, 15 minutes tops, this has been the longest hour ending. But yeah, if you guys want to hop in, Robert, you want to hop in, go ahead. This is the season finale. I don't know when the Next time I'm gonna do it because I want to do more for the channel first and then bring the show back at a later time. So nothing to see here, says Cinch and Dildo. Just Lil Nas X filming a music video. To his Satanistic music.
Oh
video.
shit. That's funny as shit.
So this is just a bunch of stuff at CERN. But yeah, we were talking about that before you came in.
Gotcha. Any particular reason as to why? Like what? Like,
well, we started talking about alternate universes and all this other stuff, and then that just led to CERN, and that led to this. And I guess some journalists looked into it later, and the people filming are 2 students who are hiding. So there you go. That's the thought of what happened there. So any thoughts about that? Are you into that sort of stuff, or just this is all?
I mean, I'm not going to say disprove or anything. Like me, like for instance, like with the whole thing, like the aliens exist. I don't believe they don't exist. I haven't seen any proof that they do exist. Like it's kind of like until you show me otherwise, I have no reason to believe yes or no type thing. I try to keep myself open to possibilities and such.
That's probably fair.
I think it's kind of like the only wise thing to do.
Yeah. Did you see the UFOs that the Pentagon UFO footage Pentagon released?
I don't think I have.
Okay, we showed that earlier. I can reset that.
Yeah.
It was a CNN actually. Oh, no, this is from last year. Maybe this is from last year. Story I had. No, it was the pyramids. Hold on, just had it.
Hey, take it easy. Just another red shirt.
Oh hell, just another red shirt. It says Mrs. Red till Brave and the Bold returns at Vigilante Williamson. Mrs. Red shirt have run the dinner bell. Take care. Be seeing you.
Yeah, man. Take it easy, man. Be safe.
Yeah. Just another red shirt. Not just another red shirt, but the red shirt.
Yep.
Alrighty. So I just found. I don't know what the hell happened in the CNN report. This sucks. Okay. I literally just had that and I can't find it. There's a military.com, but I want to show you the videos of what they had. And here we go. This is taken by a naval pilot, supposedly. Let's get. Then they have the fucking Metal Gear Solid mock music. That sucks. But yeah, these flying objects, these flashing pyramid things, and the Pentagon confirmed the leak of the video. They call it unidentified aerial phenomenon, and it was taken by Navy intelligence.
Right.
Yeah, and this is official. This isn't. Well, I mean, this is something. And then look at that aircraft that's rotating.
The thing is, what I've heard is the only reason why the government would even say, "Hey, this thing is real," is if they have some kind of notion that something's about to happen, to the point that they'd rather tell us before we find out for ourselves, man.
Yeah.
So basically something they've been denying, ever since Roswell, is to the point where just last year they're like, well, shit, hey, something is out there. Well, why are you telling us now? What changed? And that's what you have to be worried about, is for the simple fact that they're willing to come off with the information now. You have to wonder what changed, what happened within the last 2 or 3 years that you guys felt like you have to sit there and tell us, hey, aliens, yeah, they exist.
Just the fact that they came up with a space force at all tipped me off that something was up. Like, why do you have a space force out of nowhere?
Well, I keep hearing Biden's gonna fucking tear that shit apart, man.
Maybe we fucking need it. Triangle shape. Look, I'm not familiar with this. A TR3 B Astra concepts. Okay. And after much, protesting for a link, Robert is here. Hail, Robert.
What up?
Well, Robert? Hey, man. How you doing? I'm surprised you don't have like one of those cool ass thumbnails that you usually make of all the different characters you are in the chat.
Actually, I'm working on my thumbnail right now.
It won't let me use it on StreamYard.
Oh, really? That sucks. Kind of bullshit.
Big Rob, what's up, man?
Hey, Rob.
24. Huge fan.
Oh man, thank you, man. It's always an honor and a pleasure, man. Glad to have you here.
Yeah. But yeah, it's always cool to have people join. Like, I don't like tossing a link in the chat. I heard the trolls can hop on and stuff, but I think everyone here is pretty cool. I just don't want to make it super habit. Cinder Dildo says that he thinks those are government owned or use them as a false flag to attack Earth and unite us under one flag. So basically, Watchmen is what Cinder Dildo.
That's the same thing that came to my mind. I was like, that sounds like something off of Watchmen. Yep.
Yeah. And then that's the theory. There's some fairly convincing video of the TR-3B in action in the Middle East. Is also some fake looking footage. He's disguised as a generic avatar. Yeah. But yeah, it could be a Watchmen thing. The echo is back. I'm tired of fighting.
I don't hear it. Nope, never mind.
Jesus Christ. Oh boy.
Actually, you still sound good. Well,
okay.
Well, I don't.
I don't know what to do with this echo.
No, actually, probably what you did last time, man. It worked. So
yeah. All right, I'll try this again. Okay, we're gonna go back through this because this show is gonna be ending pretty soon. Because I am getting just dead tired. So let's go back and Robert. How is the echo with Robert, ladies and gentlemen? Do you hear echo?
What up?
Robert? Do you hear any echoing? Oh, I hear it repeat. Do you have me on? Do you have headphones on, Robert?
I do.
Okay, because I can hear like 10 seconds ago or something like that. Okay, now
How about now?
No, I don't hear it. Maybe that's what there is. All right, how's everybody? He says might just be sound reverberating in your empty skull. Your skull's not empty, Snorter Poop, but you're a smart bear. Tupac Shakur, hell, back from the dead. Tupac. He says Mortal Kombat 1 and Annihilation would keep both of those on the island for preservation without even considered a new film. What, Robert?
Tortured me by forcing me to watch that movie.
What did you think of the original Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Annihilation. What did you think about that one?
It was enjoyable, but I'm never gonna forget it.
I think it's kind of like people overstate is bad. I'm not saying
it's fine.
Hey,
people act like it's
right.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like Annihilation because they killed Jade.
Yeah, he did. They killed Johnny Cage early too.
Sonya was not Annihilation.
Yeah. Here peer to Star's room. Testosterone. That's what you're trying to say. So what did you, Robert? Did you see Mortal Kombat?
I did.
What'd you think of it?
Well, I played all the games, 1 through 10. They went really woke with 11, so that's when I just bailed out on the franchise. But I liked how 24/7 stuck up for Datara because she was a good character in the game. So it was a shame seeing her being evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she in just a few minutes. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, a lot of characters didn't get done properly by what happened.
But all the fatalities we saw, those are all from the games.
Yeah, I did like seeing all the game fatalities. That was so cool. I liked, the dragon, the fatality of the thing. I don't want to spoil it, but let's try on non-spoilers as much as we can because I know Cass hasn't seen it. But Kung Lao had the best fatality. We'll leave it at that. But overall, non-spoiler thoughts. Did you like, dislike, or in the middle with Mortal Kombat, Robert? Robert?
Oh, sorry. It's really choppy on my phone.
Oh, okay.
And the echo's back.
Okay.
So what'd you say?
Did you like or dislike Mortal Kombat?
I'd give it a 5 out of 10.
Okay. probably where
But I understand where Tom was coming from, and Jake D saying it's good dumb fun. So if they enjoyed it, good for them. It's like I'm too invested in the characters in the franchise to overlook some of the shit, like with Cabal and Natara.
I see. And this is borderline experimental. I guess I'm not sure what you're talking about. Is experimental. Lightly sparring about. Not sure what you guys are talking about. You guys hear Inception? I'm not sure if they're talking about the Echo or what's going on.
You know, you're the
yeah. I'm getting tired of fighting that whole Echo demon. I don't know what to do. Okay. It says the special effects were a little bit better than Blade and Expendables Blood, but it was on the same CGI cold breath and stir of echoes. Stir echoes.
That was Kevin Bacon. Stir echoes, and then Stir Echoes 2 was with Rob Lowe. Yeah, those are movies that came out back in like the early 2000s, early mid 2000s.
No, I didn't hear. Never mind.
Oh, what is he saying? He said, let me reread the comment. He said the special effects were a little bit. He basically said the special effects were a little bit better than Blade or any Expendables, but it's on the same level as the Stir of Echoes. So he's basically saying it's like a 2005 level special effects is according to Tupac.
Early 2000s, 2005 special effects.
Yeah. He says he needs. I have earbuds. I have a head like headphones. The sound's coming out of the phone, the microphone. Robert said he had headphones, so I'm not sure if that's the issue. And then Tupac was talking about he thought the writers have been stupid enough to include Chun-Li because that's how competent. It's not it's a poorly written and poorly acted and even poorly plotted film, but it has some really really cool scenes he's referencing the Echo. We're not telling y'all about. Okay. But yeah, there's some really cool action scenes. There's some really cool visuals, and if there's enough for some people, there's going to be enough cool visuals to just be cool with what happens in the plot. For others, the plot will be too stupid. So that's my review of the movie. But there's some really cool scenes.
Did any of you like play the games a lot back in the day?
The first 3 I did play a lot of back in the day.
Sounds like the Echo's gone. Yep, it is.
Man, that thing really comes and goes, doesn't it?
Yeah,
everybody's clear now, man.
Okay,
like cool. You remember in the first one where Reptile was a secret character and you had to do like this little thing in the pit to fight him?
Yeah, to unlock him.
Yeah, that's why I always liked the human Reptile. So it's like I really liked the first one where they he was the reptile, but then he became human. I was like, that was a good nod.
Yeah, because Reptile reminded me more of like a Sub-Zero and a Scorpion kind of character.
Yeah. Do you know the history of why they did that?
No, I don't. No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Because the Tobias Boone or the creators like to use every single bit of data they can use to the game, so they can only like color palette swap.
Oh, yeah,
that's Reptile. So that's why you had Sub-Zeros and Scorpion's moves in the first.
Right. One's green, one's blue, one's yellow.
Yeah. Right, so in Mortal Kombat 2, they did the same with Jade and Smoke. They used every bit of memory to put those secret characters in.
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that kind of reminds me of Grandma's Boy when they were talking about changing the color palettes with different levels and shit like that in characters. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Oh yeah, y'all remember that part in Grandma's Boy? They were talking about that, doing that kind of shit. What was the name of the game? Demon Slayer.
Yeah, Newbound Turk says Noob Saibot. That's Tobias Boone backwards, and they had to get rid of the Saibot part because I think Tobias left and legal problems, so they just called him Noob.
I didn't know that they couldn't do Saibot anymore. Love playing the Mortal Kombat series. 8 was my favorite because they had all the characters and you can make a fighter. I didn't know that. See, I kind of kept. I'm not as into it as much.
Hey, let me ask you this: Was it 9 that they brought in like Freddy Krueger and shit like that?
Yeah, that was 9 with Scarlet and Freddy Krueger and Jason.
Okay.
No, Jason was X, I think.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
No, and I don't remember, but I do remember in X they brought in the Predator, the Xenomorph, and
I think they did have Jason.
They brought Quake, Xenomorph.
The Predator was in it too.
Yeah, basically a lot of your horror villains and shit.
Yeah,
shit.
I know the recent one they put a lot of extra like Terminators in it, and just everybody can think of Joker.
But the one I thought that was interesting was Freddy Krueger, just for the simple fact that they said that what was that Shao Tsung was taking souls and shit, and that's what Freddy Krueger does, and and he went after him because he was like, this motherfucker stole my soul, So Freddy Krueger, jumps into the Mortal Kombat realm to fight, for the souls that have been stolen from him. And I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, but it sounds cool as fuck because that's kind of like it's really into what Freddy is. And I'm like, you know what? I can see Freddy getting pissed off because somebody stole a soul that he was getting ready to, take in. And all of a sudden it gets stolen from him and he's like, fuck that. And he goes to fight for that shit. And it's like, and then they throw his ass in the tournament. And I'm like, yo, that shit that's a wicked ass way to bring Freddy Krueger in there.
Yeah. And then, go ahead. Okay. It says Rambo. Yeah, I know Rambo, RoboCop.
Oh, yeah, Rambo. They say he had some
of they added Rambo, Terminator, Joker, and the new game.
And they added Spawn in MK11.
Spawn.
Oh,
yeah.
RoboCop. Oh, they say RoboCop was a beast between RoboCop and they said the Joker was a fool too. Ooh, man, they had a lot of
Well, they really rokified it in MK11.
But see, the thing I didn't like was that was the Terminator from the new fucking he was the new. He had a mustache and didn't he have a mustache and a goatee and all that shit?
He's the Cuckinator, but he's still pretty fun.
That's what I thought it was. It was the fucking Dark Fate Terminator that we saw in that Mortal Kombat.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that's fuck that, man.
That's trash.
I mean, but he was still awesome. Like the way he whoops ass. But it's just the fact of which Terminator he is. If he'd have been fresh out of Terminator 2, oh fuck that. Yeah. Let's put him in there. But if he's fucking Terminator from Dark Fate, what was his name? Fred or some shit? Yeah,
I didn't see Dark Fate. I never was going to see
Terminator Dark Fate. He had a whack ass name. The chat, man, somebody knows. He had a name like his name was like Fred or some bullshit like that.
If somebody can remember the Dark Fate name, let us know. Tupac Shakur brought up this MK Project MK, Mugen, which I know of, modded Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 with the
150 characters.
Yeah, has anyone ever played Mugen? Like, I don't understand that whole. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do with any of the mods. They have all these things when they have all these different characters and stuff like that. But that's pretty cool that they have that. And I didn't. If anyone in the chat can name the Dark Fate, what his name was, because I didn't see Dark Fate. I had no interest in seeing that.
Yeah, Terminator Dark Fate. Yeah, he had a real basic ass. He was like a house husband, man. It was just weird as fuck, man. I don't. Oh.
Yeah.
If you want a good example of how wokeness is like fucking up our video games, look at Melina in Mortal Kombat 11 with past Melina.
Oh,
see how they subverted the male gaze with that one.
Yeah, they've done the same thing with Lara Croft, the way she's designed, as opposed to even the 90s. Yeah, it was pixelated, but yeah.
Well, you could tell they were doing something different when they came out with that last Tomb Raider movie, man. I don't know. I mean, Tomb Raider. I mean, dude, a hot chick running through the forest, being like a Indiana Jones. You couldn't get a chick better than the one that they got.
Yeah,
I don't get that, man.
Just
it's kind of like getting Rogue in the X-Men movies, and then you find out that it's the chick that they picked. When you look at the fucking X-Men movies, it's like that's disappointing, man.
Yeah, she wasn't a good role. They're always bad at that. Morgan Holloway says she was pissed, or he or she, because it's a couple. They were pissed One of them was pissed with what they did with Melina. One or both.
Yeah, Melina's always been one of my favorites, so it hurt me a lot.
Well, the girl, if anything, the girl that played Melina in the movie was pretty hot.
I didn't think so. I thought she was hideous.
Really? I thought she was pretty hot.
At first, I thought it was a good choice, but then Finville kind of like told me to look into it more, and I did. It's like, oh yeah, that's a horrible choice. Look up MK9 Melina, and you understand what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Oh wow, yeah, they're definitely not gonna let this type of design nowadays, unfortunately. Oh, I'm not sharing the screen anymore. That's what the issue is.
Huh?
Hold on. Alrighty. So yeah, this is the design for Mortal Kombat 9, Melina. Can I just?
Because the whole thing with Melina is because her face is so hideous, she wants you to look at her body, like how to distract you from her face.
I'm back in woke.
Yeah.
I can barely see shit, and I'd rather have that than anything from that movie, man.
Yeah, they didn't give us that much skin.
Man, fuck that.
All right,
And
I'm
then
gonna
look
go
up
with
MK11
5
Melina. Prepare to vomit.
Okay. So what did they do to her? Oh wow.
Oh yeah, it's funny because
wow.
Oh yeah, that's the SJW's hard at work, bro. That's their hard work. It paid off, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I guess both of them loved it. Doesn't matter.
No, I'm just gonna play devil's advocate here. Can't you just swap the outfits though?
You said you swap the outfits?
Yeah, don't they come with multiple? I know the characters have multiple outfits in Mortal Kombat 11. Can you just swap it out?
I don't know. I doubt. My guess is that you don't have that option for the older outfits. I think because here's like a design. Here's different outfits that she has. None of them are as revealing as the past ones. If these are the only ones she has.
No, that is unfortunate.
So, what
I just figured it was worth asking. Jeez, I'm exhausted.
Now, can you mod it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the mods can do something.
I don't know. Does the customization work similarly to Injustice 2? Because I know it's made by the same guys. So
I would imagine. I'm not.
And I know that they reuse a lot of systems between Injustice and Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah. They
use the same engine for all intents and purposes.
So,
I mean, I know it all uses Unreal, but then they modify it. So it's the same basic engine that's used. So maybe I'm sure there's a way.
It is the same engine. Like, just look at the graphics and everything. But I figured because of that, and maybe they like that because what did they call it? The gear system in Injustice 2. Maybe it works the same way. Obviously, it does work the same way in Mortal Kombat 11. So maybe you can actually recreate the outfit, but it depends on the pieces you're given. So.
Yeah. And I don't know that much about the.
I don't have a lot. I know Mortal Kombat X more than my 11, and my knowledge of that game is pretty scarce. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fighter guy. Of Casting Shadows, I'm not the fighter guy. That's Poger. So
okay.
Yeah, between DC versus Mortal Kombat and the Injustice games, and I have Mortal Kombat 9 and 10. That's about as that's the thing, man. After playing fucking fighting games so long, you jam those buttons, man. My fucking hands hurt when I fucking play those games nowadays, man. Between that shit and Street Fighter and all that, fuck, man. Can't do it. I can't do it the way I used to, man.
Chat's talking about the Resident Evil 3 mod, the remake mods for Jill. Yeah, I've seen those. Those are yikes.
Yeah.
I've seen some pretty bizarre mods for that game.
What's going on with those mods?
Oh, it's pretty much let's make Jill in some really overly complicated skimpy outfits and all sorts of things. It's pretty.
I assume where they made a Nemesis Thomas the Tank Engine.
That my favorite was that was my favorite, but that was in Resident Evil 2, a remake. This was Resident Evil 3 remake. Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
In Resident Evil Actually, I saw someone who did a really cool video. It was a Resident Evil 2 remake, but they replaced Mr. X with. Oh no, you said Nemesis. Sorry, that's Resident Evil 3 remake. Sorry, but they Resident Evil 2 remake mod that has Mr. X replaced with the T800. I thought that was pretty cool.
People are happy about the jiggle physics and the jiggle mods.
Jiggle mods. It was it's freaking Fallout 4.
Well, speaking of Fallout, the Wake Down
Fallout
says
4 has been turned in. Fallout 4 has been turned into like a sex simulator at this point.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, sorry, I can't say it on YouTube, right?
Can you not? You can say it on my channel.
I'm gonna say it because screw YouTube, but in terms of their censorship at least. But come on, yeah, that's a word that if you're monetized, you can't say it because YouTube doesn't like that word.
That's crazy. Some of the phrases YouTube doesn't like is just
it's
beyond
also
bullshit.
Especially since say you're talking about say you're using the word because I tend to do this where it's like instead of saying genders, I tend to use like sex, like a male or female type thing. It's like say that's the context and not sex like the act of reproduction. It's not. Because I've heard monetized channels use alternatives to the word that are worse than the actual word,
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like more gross and more vulgar. It's like, how is that better? But whatever.
Real quick, I want to anonymous. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Okay. Real quick, anonymous tips 420, which I love that. Which even though I think it's one of the preset tips for the stream elements, which I'm using this first stream.
I do have to head out, so everyone.
Yeah.
So Vidge, thanks for having me on.
No problem.
24/7. It's great catching up with you, Robert.
Oh man, it's good talking to you, man. It's been a minute, man, but hopefully we get a chance to catch up again, man.
Hey, you have Discord, right? Yeah, feel free to hit me up there anytime.
Hey, I will do that, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man.
No problem.
All right.
Hey, take it easy, man. Be safe, man.
All right. Peace. And we're actually gonna. And actually, let me toss your damn channel in there real quick. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just tired. And
so my Discord's in the private chat. All right, I'm off, guys. Have a good night.
All right.
Hey, you do the same, man. Take it easy, man. Peace.
All right, peace. And give me a second. I'll give you his channel because I guess he's starting his cast pretty soon. Cast in Shadows found it. All right, let me toss Cast in the Shadows link, and we're gonna end because I want it to end an hour ago. To be dead honest, I'm very, very, very tired, and I know I apologize, and I don't know if 24 wanted to stream on his channel or something, and somebody said you had the fun there.
Nah, it was Robert, man. Nah,
I mean, Robert, yeah.
Nah, I mean, shit. In the next week or so, I'm gonna start streaming on my channel, so it's coming, man. I just have to build myself up to it. I'm just used to doing videos and the shit that I normally do, but I'm gonna change that stuff around. Me and Vigilante got some things. We're working out, and for the next few weeks, I need to get myself planted. But we're gonna work some things out, and definitely be bringing y'all some extra content, man. So, but shit, I appreciate y'all, man. You guys are awesome, man. All of y'all.
Yeah.
You too, Rob.
Speaking of which, looks like we got a super chat. Hell TC, I'm assuming you're the anonymous with this super chat. He says, keep up the good work, VW. I'm going to pass on Mortal Kombat and go watch 5 Deadly Venoms again. And then you have hashtag 5 Deadly Venoms. So I'm assuming TC tipped 420. If it wasn't him, thank you, whoever is the anonymous person who tipped $4.20, bringing the total for $23.57 from tips for this episode. Thank you to Nick Weiser, Mexican Iron Man, The Wait Down, and Anonymous, which I think was TC, for all your tips. And thank you for everyone who joined. Real quick, let's go around the horn. Robert, do you have anything to promote, or do you want to be what outside of the cool stuff you put in the chat?
Yeah, my PC is on the way, so I'm just wanting to dip my toes in the water and see if I have the chops to do the gift of gab and entertain an audience. So far, it seems like I can do it, as long as I'm passionate about the subject.
Yeah, man. Shit. I mean, and you got us, man. So yeah, man. We'll definitely rock with you, man. So whatever you come up with, man, let us know, man, and we'll definitely get down with you.
Yeah. And let me trying to find Robert online. So if you have a channel link, if you toss in the private chat, I'll toss it in the regular chat so people can start subbing to you. I'm not sure if Robert will be the name or if you come up with a different name.
I'm going to come up with a different name. Robert's really basic bitch.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you can do the add zeros and shit to it. But real quick, I want to toss 24/7 Fusion Media. We're both around 400. Oh no, wait, you're at 398 again. What the hell happened,
dude?
Fucking man. YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah, they swiped me up about 2 or 3 days ago, and I'm.
Okay, so I hope everybody didn't leave as we start to wrap up. So 2-4, both me and him kind of went over 400 like the day after each other,
right?
And luckily, I guess I'm at 402, so they didn't get me. But they got my man 2-4. So if you guys have check, if you think you're sub to 24, some of you aren't. So please, if you could give my man a sub, get him back over 400 for the second time this week, because of the damn YouTube demons. So please promote your channel and get people to get you back to 400 subs.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So go ahead and promote your channel. It's a great channel. It has a lot of news. You cover everything.
Yeah, man. I mean, I try to cover video, a little bit of everything: video games, comic books, different things in pop culture, movie, TV shows, reviews, cartoons. I'm a big kid, so I like fucking around with a bunch of that stuff, and yeah, you can't miss me on any of it. So yeah, if you enjoy that, and we all rock with, we all have we all share a lot of the same subscribers. So yeah, it's like shit, man. It's all in the family, man. So if you sub to me, I'd appreciate it, and just know that I'll always be giving you my best, because I can't give anything less than that. So.
And he does, man. Like, if you're talking about somebody, he has more news. You have more news stories than anybody I see. Like, big, small, whatever. Very few channels can keep up with you as far as the amount of stuff I find out about. That you're the only YouTuber that I see cover it, and it's just you. So, like, I'm not saying it to blow smoke up your ass. I'm saying that as a genuine fan. You keep me informed with a lot of stuff that's going on with the news.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man, dude. You're awesome yourself, man. I mean, dude, it's a lot of things that I look to you for, man. And I've told you that before, man. I mean, we're gonna work on some things because I know you can help me out.
Yeah,
in quite a few things, man. So hey, and then anybody that's here, that's watching, if you're not subscribed to Vigilante Williamson, please do, because he's a treasure, man. So, there's not many out there like him. So. And I'm, not blowing smoke up your ass either, man. But I do have a lot of respect for you and what you do, man. And I'll look at you and I'll be trying to see, what I can get from you to add on to myself, man, to make myself, better, man. Because and if there's anything I can do to help you or to help Robert or anybody else in the chat that's trying to, start off, come with your own channel. If there's anything I can do to help, man. I mean, I would let you know. What I use for editing, anything like that, because it's look, whatever I do, I'm not trying to just hold on to it and keep it to myself. If there's anything I can do to help share it and to help somebody that's maybe on the fence of, hey, what should I do videos or shouldn't I? Go for it. If you need any kind of motivation, somebody to talk to, you got me, you got Vigilante. There's a lot of people that, be more than happy to help you. And yeah, man, it's that's what we're here for, man. Each one teach one, man.
Yeah. So, and what?
24 question.
Sure, go ahead. You can ask me anything you want, man.
All right. Favorite 3 superheroes and favorite villain.
Favorite 3 superheroes. Robin, Captain Marvel, Shazam, Captain Marvel to me.
Yeah, he was.
And Marvel?
Captain Marvel.
Like Shazam. They call him Shazam now, but he was Captain Marvel up until 2005, whenever they changed.
Well, yeah, he was actually Captain Marvel all the way to like 2010, 2011. 2010?
Yeah, whenever they changed. I thought it was.
The new 52 is when they decided not to call him Captain Marvel anymore. Yeah. And it's the crazy part, not to jump off. It's like they could still call him Captain Marvel. They just the legal ramifications is you can't put Captain Marvel if you're DC, you can't put Captain Marvel as the title of your comic book. But you can call your comic book Shazam and then call the character Captain Marvel.
Oh.
But then it's like, but they want to call Captain Marvel Shazam, and that's been the big misrepresentation of the character since the 70s.
Yeah,
because of the TV show.
Believe it or not,
That's the greatest American hero.
Yeah, but wasn't that based on Shazam?
Nah,
I thought it was.
Nah. Because actually, right around the same time, they both came out, both shows. And the thing is, I have the Shazam, the whole complete series. The TV show is sitting right here next to me. Like I can grab it, and it's right here in front of me. And it's it was actually a pretty good show, for what it was back in mid late 70s. And the thing is, what people don't understand about the character is that the wizard is named Shazam, and the wizard tells the little kid Billy Batson, "Hey, if you say my name, you'll have my powers." He didn't say if you say my name, you will be me.
Yeah.
So how the fuck you say my name, you get my powers, but you can't become who I am. So how the fuck are you gonna call you Shazam, and I'm the wizard that's named Shazam, and then I'm telling you to say my name so you can get my powers. So how the fuck they're gonna call you Shazam? And that's what people don't understand about the character. And they've been misunderstanding that shit about the character for like the last fucking 40, 50 years. And I don't get that, man.
Like Frankenstein, how it's the creator called Frankenstein and not the monster.
It's Frankenstein's monster, but they all call him monster.
People don't get that shit, man. So the wizard's named Shazam. The actual character's called Captain Marvel, and people don't even understand what the fuck's what. So it's like, well, and then DC buckles and is like, well, since everybody doesn't understand, let's just call him Shazam too.
Yeah.
Come on, then what the fuck you calling the wizard? The old man?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, I don't know, man. That shit gets on my nerves, and it's just like it's old, but it's like it's one of those things that we're all grown, but nobody is trying to know better about the shit. Like, come on, man. It's not like we're kids and we don't and we're confused. We're grown and don't even appropriately address the shit the way it should be. I see shit that it just, I don't know, man. It's my own personal gripe. I just call it out like that, man. That's all, man. But it's fucked up.
Yeah, marketers think because marketers are stupid, they assume everyone is as dumb as they are. So they try to dumb things down to the point of like not making sense, and they don't understand anything because they're just like very flighty, stupid things. Disney. The Wait Down says, "Here's a theory: Disney bought Marvel to destroy their competition, as they did Lucasfilm, but failed, accidentally made it popular, and it's taking it this long to kill it." I'm not sure. I mean, that's a different theory, but maybe
it makes sense. Yeah,
originally DC didn't own Captain Marvel. Was from another comic company. That is true.
It was from Fawcett Comics, man. The guy that created Captain Marvel and Shazam and all that is a dude called C.C. Beck. So C.C. Beck created Captain Marvel and Shazam and the whole thing. And what happened was back in the 50s, DC bought the rights. That's the thing. Marvel and DC, they're both two companies that are they swallowed up a bunch of other companies to make all the characters that they are. Captain America's
not
like Marvel was created in the 60s. So how the fuck is Captain America a character from the 30s and 40s?
Was it Timely Comics? Is that
exactly? Yeah. And with DC is Detective Comics mixed in with Adventure Comics and Action Comics and American Comics and all these other comics, comic book companies. That's what makes DC Comics, because they took from the guy that created the Spectre and like Green Lantern was the main character of Adventure Comics, and then Action Comics was like the Sandman and just different characters that were a part of the Justice Society of America.
Yeah,
the Justice Society of America was the Justice League back in the 1940s. So you have Sensational Comics and all these other comics that were brought together that created DC Comics. And that's the same thing that Marvel did. They started buying out all these other comic book companies. Like DC, they bought out Charleston Comics. Charleston Comics is where Blue Beetle comes from, and Captain Atom.
And was the influence in the Watchmen. They instead of redoing those comics, I think it's Charlton.
Right.
They made the characters for the Watchmen based upon a lot of Charlton.
Yeah, because Night Owl or whatever you call from the Watchmen, he's based off between Batman and Blue Beetle.
Yeah,
and Blue Beetle is from Charleston Comics.
Yeah, I think the question is too as well.
And the question is too exactly. So yeah, of course you understand, and that's what makes DC. That's what makes Marvel. Yeah. Yeah, you got it, man. I mean, you understand, bro.
It's interesting when you break that down because you're right. There are kind of amalgamations of older comic companies. It's funny.
They in the same way like DC, they bought out Fawcett Comics, and now they own all the rights to Captain Marvel Jr., Mary Marvel, and everything else. They have a badass World War II team that they don't even fuck with, man, with Bullet Man and Bullet Girl, and they have their own Just Society of America type of heroes, and they don't ever even fucking use them.
It wasn't Dazzler from the X-Men a separate character, and then they bought the rights and then added her to it?
Dazzler?
You're right. I think I had heard that.
Because Dazzler was awesome, man. I've been trying to pick up Dazzler #1 for a minute, man. And Dazzler, she shows, like that character is so unique. That character is basically a timepiece, man. It's like that character was awesome because of how that character was created during the disco era. If you look at Dazzler, she got roller skates and shit, and dog, she's fucking awesome as fuck, man. And underused and underappreciated, undervalued. Like Polaris and a lot of other members of the X-Men.
So, I guess Casablanca Records is the one they came up with the idea to make this animated special. I'm looking at her Wikipedia, so if this is incorrect, let's do the Wikipedia. They created an animated special multimedia cross-platform, like cross-promotion character name, the Disco Queen. And then at some point they brought in Marvel, and then they left the project, and then I guess somehow
Marvel reinvented it and came out with that. Yeah. And
so it did have
I can't wait to shoot the shit with you 24/7.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, whenever you want to talk, man, I'm open and I'm here, man. And dude, I love comic books, man. I've been fucking reading comic books since I was 6. Probably the only reason why I can read so well, man, or read as well as I do. Because if it wasn't for that, trust me, the fucking books in school wasn't doing it for me. You know what it was? I was reading Batman comics, and Batman would say something that was so, like, he would say a word, and I'd go to my brother and be like, "What's that word?" And he would tell me what the word was, and I'll look it up in the dictionary, and I was like, "Oh, well, that's what Batman meant," and that's what helped me, because I'm reading Batman comics and didn't understand half of the shit he was saying because I was a little kid and my vocabulary wasn't up to par. So I had to sit there and go to the dictionary and ask my big brother, "Hey, what does this mean? What is he saying? And why did he say that?" And then it was like, "Well, he meant it like this, and this is what he meant." And we're going through the dictionary and I'm looking up the words and I'm like, "Okay, now I understand." And shit, and that's how the vocabulary improved, man. That's shit. All through the comic books. I mean, and it's all because it had something. It all because it had something interesting enough for me to read, and I was so involved in what was going on that I needed to know what the fuck they were saying, because I'm looking at words and I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, I can see the fighting, but what are they fighting for? Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. You look at pictures could only tell you so much, but if you don't understand the dialogue, you don't understand what the fuck's going on, what they're fighting for, what they're arguing about, what's the problem, and that's the whole thing, man. It's just figuring out what's what. And if you want to understand that, you're going to have to up your vocabulary. You're going to have to learn how to read and figure out what words are and what they mean and the whole shit. And thank God for comic books, man. Newbound
Turk brings up a good point, and he's right. They sued for the rights because what it was is Captain Marvel, they thought was too close to Superman.
Right.
And that lawsuit was the legal basis was too much like Superman. Similar thing happened with WCW and WWF. A lawsuit was the reason that WWF were able to get the first offer. That's why they were able to buy it for so cheap, because there were other companies who would have paid a lot more than like 2 or 3 million, whatever Vince paid. But because of the, if you guys remember, I think it may have even been the NWO, because I think they said something like this was WWF, and then they had to go on TV and say it wasn't, but that lawsuit finally wrapped up, and that fucked up the rights with that.
Yeah, because all that shit was happening around 97, 98, 99.
Yeah. And it was something, it had to do with the initial broadcast of the first 3 times they had the NWO. They said something they shouldn't have, and it fucked them down the line because they wanted to make it look real. And they legally, what they said, I guess, it infringed on the copyright. And that ended up, years down the line, biting them in the ass. But this we're 4 hours. I am dead. So we already ran around. I want to thank everybody for joining the show. Thank you, Robert, for coming in late. I really appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. 24/7. Thank you. Thank you to Mando Merc Casting Shadows, who was here. Thank you also, Fimmer, Ironcaster, and Nick Weiser, and Storyman Jack. And I think that was everyone who was on the panel. And if I forgot you, please blame my head, not my heart. As far as everyone in the chat, we have Wake Down, Tupac Shakur, who's back from the dead. New Bomb Turk. We had a lot of other people that I cannot think of. I'm tired. Snorter Poopus Q Burr. Obviously, the resident polar bear TC, who I think was anonymous. Morgan Holloway, who I think is a new sub. So shout out to Morgan Holloway, her and her husband, or her husband and her, whichever one is Morgan, whatever works. Sentient Dildo, hell, Sentient Dildo.
Yeah.
And a lot of other people that I'm too tired. Mike X, the Mexican Iron Man, just another red shirt. A ton of people came in and out of this chat, and I want to thank everybody.
Forever.
Yeah, well, Wakanda forever. Polar Bear, was it Bearconda forever?
Bearconda forever.
Bearconda forever. Hell to polar bears. So yeah, thank you for everybody who joined. This show will return one day once it's a little bit more convenient. And I may do something like I am going to probably do a replacement show. It's a pop-up show, and then have people on if they have time. So thank you for all joining. If you like the video, you haven't already, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do so. And even if you didn't know none of these things, if you saw any of this 4-hour super stream, thank you for watching. Thank you everyone who's ever been on the Brave and the Bold. I can't wait to do this in the future, but I want to focus on this channel. And as 24 said, we have other stuff coming on, so I need that time to do everything else. I thank everyone for joining. Thank everyone for their patience, and peace out, everyone.
Yeah. Peace.